I've been trying to get people into therapy for years.
Just laugh.
Did you actually went to therapy? Like you did couples therapy? What'd you do from your standpoint of like why
I went on an AI. I set up a therapy session on an AI.
this nigga.
He would. Why? What was the reasoning?
He did set
I
up
just
a
wanted to
therapy
test it
session.
out. See, like because the AI nigga does everything. So I was like, hey, give me a list of all the like world's like top family therapists, whatever, counselors and all that shit. Gave me a list and I picked like two. It was like, hey, combine the methodologies of these two people to create sort of a session for me and my partner. And then it went through the whole all the prompts and all the shit. But other than that,
Wait, you said you and your partner, so you did like a
with me
couples
and
therapy
Jess,
on it?
yeah, like couples therapy on the AI.
Why?
Just to test it out, just to see.
She knew better, or you?
No, we did it together. We like
Oh.
it was like funny, but it was like, okay, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it?
It was mine. Nigga, everything's my idea.
He's a chat GPT dude. You know, he's big on that.
I go heavy on the chat GPT.
No, but I'm just saying it's couples therapy thing in general.
Oh, it's something that she brings up more than I do, just because our communication styles are so different. So mine, like we try to go into situations like calm and chill, and that's like probably my biggest pet peeve about like the way therapy is kind of presented. Like couples therapy is like everybody's very calm and we're listening and I hear you, but the way when this happens, it makes me feel like that whole energy is like, to me, it's, I don't want to say it's fake, but it doesn't take into account like the cultural nuance. Like some cultures are just louder. Some cultures are just more energy. Some cultures are just more handshakes, more head movement. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't allow that into the space. So therefore it's like, I deem it to be like a white thing that's catered to like white people, but it's presented as like, no, this is the way that you're supposed to communicate. I'm like, nah, I don't think so.
Well, where did you get this experience from? An AI nigga? Because if you didn't go into actual
No.
therapy,
No, I think he's talking about in general. Just,
Yeah, just
well,
in general, you
idea-
get that feel.
Which actually, when you say that, it's funny when black people are like, oh, that's white people shit. That makes sense. Why black people think therapy is white people shit, because we don't talk like that.
we don't talk
We
like
don't
that.
talk
well,
like that.
Yeah.
and I think
Because you can find any clip. Nigga, I posted a clip yesterday. These two bold black dudes going at it in typical black. Well, motherfucker,
Yeah.
I tell you. And it was like, well, nigga, fuck. And it was
Yeah.
hilarious.
And,
Like,
and they hugged after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think, and this is
But I
where,
don't think that's healthy. But it doesn't.
why
it also,
isn't it healthy though?
I also don't think, because I think it makes people defensive. But I also think, I think it's sort of healthy because you're honest, you're getting it out.
You're a human.
You know
Nigga,
what I mean?
I'm not communicating with you like I'm not having a robotic communication with a fucking computer program.
I
Like
feel
we're human. Why
I
can't we
feel
be
like
human?
Because within that, not everybody's a good listener when you're in that state. And
Yeah.
that's the issue I have with when people that communicate like that. It's like, you're so worked up now, you can't function.
Right. I feel like we should be able to have that sort of that moment and then take some time apart and then come back and have that therapy dialogue.
okay, I gotta say this.
Go ahead.
For two niggas that haven't been in therapy, how do you know? Like, in being in therapy, you can do all of that. One, it depends on, you might have to find your therapist.
Well, first of all, I never said you couldn't.
Well,
Yeah.
and speaking of like Gary being like, it's this. It's not technically that. What
Right.
you're saying, or what you're saying
But
is
that's
like,
the
I see
presentation.
why it's for white people.
No, I
It's
said I
not-
see why people say it's for white
Yeah.
people.
No.
White people say it's for white
Because
people.
Well,
like,
what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think even with that particular stigma, it's like when you're saying that, a lot of people are going to agree, because it's like the stigma of it from the outside. If you're just looking from it as like a white therapist doing it, yeah. But it's like a lot of times, this is why a lot of times I encourage people to if you're somebody of color or black, or whatever, find somebody that's in your culture, or just because you're able to speak that way. For couples therapy is different. I think couples therapy is completely different. But like individual therapy, for sure, you can go in there, you can be Gary. You can go in there and speak like how Gary speaks, where Gary's from, and there's a space for that. And your therapist, especially if your therapist is black, they're going to probably quickly adjust to that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I go ahead.
But that doesn't mean that your partner can quickly adjust to that. They can receive it from a
he's talking
therapy
about
standpoint. They'll
couples.
be like, yeah, come in with all that energy. But when you go out into the world, this is how you need to speak to who, whatever and whatever.
Well, yeah,
Well, I was just saying
Go
that I understand
Yeah.
why black people say that. I say I agree. I do, because I never, it just clicked until he said it right now. Oh, that's why black people say that's white people shit. Because they were coming into it with that mindset as well.
And I'm not saying therapy as a whole. Like, I think everybody does need therapy. Everyone does need like a guide and a mentor and someone that you can talk to and sort of work through your problems and your issues with, who has no stake in the game. I believe in that. But I'm just saying the way that in couples therapy specifically, the way that it's presented, and people spoof it, and people fucking satirize it like a lot. Like it's because it's funny.
Right.
Like, but like, oh, okay, I hear you, I'm listening, I'm active, but it's like that doesn't take into the like, nigga, sometimes nigga, I just want to be like, yo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have it be like,
I'm pretty sure there are therapists like that, though.
No, I'm not saying. What I'm saying
they
is,
all read those white books.
what I'm saying is that
All the books were white.
I think there's truth in to
But
to
they
what you're
had
saying.
black letters, brother.
The white authors.
I think it's truth into what you're saying, but and I think there's therapists out there for sure like that, and that's why you always hear a lot of people say in general it might take them even time to find the right therapist for them as singular wise or even as a couple, because it's like when you get in there, it's like sometimes you might get a therapist that might lean more towards a woman's ideals, and they might lean more towards a man's ideals. You need to find somebody that's more balanced, and it might take time to do that. So I do agree that for sure there's like you go in there and be like, oh, this might be the stereotypical therapist is this. And you have to go in and you have to go in there and try to find the right therapist for you specifically.
But that's fucked up, because that's fucked up that we got to do so much work just to find, nigga. I'm like, I'm $1,500 in a hole now because I done seen 10 therapists and none of these niggas fit. Like, it's fucked up.
So what y'all were saying earlier, I think specifically you were saying before the cameras were rolling, you were saying like the first few sessions should be either free or like
discounted, heavily discounted.
Yeah, and
to
I
see
agree
if
with
it's even
that.
a right fit.
Right, and I agree with that.
I'm in a whole 300, nigga. I saw you 2 times. I don't want to see you no more. Now I gotta go drop 300 on another nigga to see if he cool.
Yeah.
But I don't fuck with, like, it's like that's fucked up. For essentially, and then you said the first section is like a questionnaire. Nigga, send me the questionnaire. I fill it out.
It also depends on what type of, like for me personally, I'm going through, my therapy is coming from the city. So I know for sure in that, and then from what I know even from other people that do therapy too, at least the first session or so, like they are kind of getting to know like probably some of your background to see where they, so they can come and work where they're coming from to work.
Yeah.
From. And understandable. I see what you're saying. It's like those sessions should be either discounted heavily, if I would 100% agree with that. For somebody that's spending something like $300 an hour on a therapist or more,
whatever,
or even $150, it's like, hey, bro, like I might not like you, or like you said, I feel like the first month should probably be discounted, right? To be like, all right, let me see the rapport with this person. I don't really fuck with them. I gotta move on, which is why I don't want to give this particular, I guess, branding yet because they're not sponsoring us. But there's a brand that essentially you can keep switching quickly if you need to.
Okay.
Right, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but it's just like until they start paying us, I ain't saying their name.
But then that's like, also fucked up too, because you have the freedom to just keep switching motherfuckers, but what if that's even a part of your own issue?
Right.
Like you just keep giving like
I mean, yeah.
It's so much nuance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think as much as I feel like everybody needs therapy. Therapy's not going to solve everybody's problem because like you're going to have people that are like that. They're just going to be like, nah, bro. It's just like
I don't like the way you said that to me.
That no accountability, being like their issue is having to keep there's no consistency in them staying in the stuff. So they're going to keep switching and be like, nah, they kind of confront me here, so I'm going to go with somebody else, make me feel uneasy. I'm going with somebody else. So it's like, as much as I be feeling like, man, everybody needs it, it's like everybody's not going to even be able to accept therapy because.
No, they're not.
So is there like a central sort of like service that like vets you and then suggests therapists for you?
There should be.
Ooh,
like you got like a profile.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like you have your own profile built or whatever and all your shit, and then they recommend people based on like what they think your needs may be.
If there isn't, there should be.
Yeah. And I don't know if that place does that because I don't use that particular place. But
I think it might though.
They might have something like that where you kind of put out a lot of your stuff what you're working on because for me. The first therapist that I got, he specialized more in like substance abuse and like substances like from families and stuff like that, right?
Traumas and shit.
Yeah, like that type of stuff. For me, it was perfect at that time because that's what I went through as a kid. It's like I wasn't on substance, but my family was. Yeah. So I experienced pretty much my whole upbringing was substance abuse in the sense of like whether it's physical, verbal, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And seeing them do it, but in the space that I am now, it's like.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm a fucking idiot. I was just in my head. I was like, what if your dad wasn't actually drinking alcohol? He was just drinking like juice, but he was just using that as an excuse to be a fucking asshole. I'm on that serum, guys. I gotta get this.
If that
That would be diabolical.
if that was the truth, honestly, I gotta see him again. I gotta fade with you
that would
again.
be so funny,
The
bro.
nigga was just drinking apple juice the whole time.
Because in
and
reality,
it was Hennessy.
Like, then why did you beat mama? Because the bitch needed to get hit. I just wanted to hit her.
I needed it out. I needed it out.
yo,
That'd
that
be
would be
wild as hell.
hysterical. And he's be like, wait, he go back to the room like, woo, these niggas. Man,
Go back to the room sober as fuck.
Yeah.
reads a novel.
But then that means he had to take that L when y'all beat him up.
Yeah, but
The nigga wasn't drunk.
niggas really
He
call
had
me
to hold that
sober.
L.
That's an honest L.
Yeah, it's just like,
He got to hold that
Yeah.
L.
yeah. But it's like, yeah, if that was seriously the case, I'd be like, bro, I gotta see you again. because now it's like you just did
He's
it.
like, keep my back. Keep my back.
I was
But-
beating motherfuckers up off placebo.
But yeah, I think you're right. It's like if they don't have that type of thing, what you guys are saying is like that should 100%. And with the questionnaire, that's kind of what they somewhat do, but they just don't necessarily recommend you. From what I've seen, normally they do the questionnaire thing and they kind of see what you're going through, set your goals and stuff like that. Then they go, okay, maybe in their head they're kind of just like a little bit cocky, like I'll adjust to this. Like it's
Yeah.
like, okay, this is what it is. I know this style. I can do this style.
Yeah,
And-
how do they do like performance evaluations for therapists? Like if you got like 20 people coming to see you and they only see you, like your retention rate is hella low, like nobody's coming
gotta be
back to
trash,
you.
yeah.
Like you got, like, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
At
Who are
what
you
point
helping?
what are they talking to their therapist about that? Like I can't keep clients. Like how do you do it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I can't keep clients.
You're my
I keep
only
coming in.
one. You're my only one.
Yeah. Or no, they're talking to their therapist
Yeah.
about how they can't rip.
And then but the therapist has the same problem.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh,
It's
no,
like,
you
nigga,
my
I don't
only
know,
one.
nigga. We just
Let's just talk to each
we're
other.
both trash.
I be wondering too, like if therapy. I agree that everybody should go, but like to Keenan's point, if it's going to be effective, because I was talking to a friend yesterday, nigga. When I be talking to just people, like I just be like, God damn, like people are fucked.
Yeah.
Like just, and it's because it's not even like their own fault, low key. And I'm not even talking about traumas and shit. She said, because she was telling me something. Every time she talks to me, I'll be like, nigga, like she'll talk about, point C. But I'm like, well, but if A and B didn't happen, C would have never been a thing. Like, why? So she said she read this book, and it was saying that basically everybody low key.
She read it or audiobooked it.
I don't know,
Okay.
but she said low key that basically everybody self sabotages out of fear that they. What did she say? Like basically low key, like everybody's afraid to like succeed.
Okay.
Like if you put all this energy into this, and then it all comes back to it's a fear of failure. Let's say I want to do this, whether it's be a better person, whatever, and I do everything quote unquote right, and I fail. Now who do I blame? So that's where a lack of accountability comes from, because like, well, I can't put everything here because then what do I do? And that's a fear of failure. And then like people like want to achieve a goal of peace.
Yeah.
But they don't think it's achievable. So, well, I got to fuck it up before I get there.
I
Because
feel that.
then people, when she said this, I actually never heard this. And I was like, that makes sense. People think whatever your like happiness or peace or whatever is like a constant, which is not true. You're going to have peaks and valleys. Like
Yeah,
even when it
yeah.
comes to winning in life, and when she said it, I realized that's why I function better than most, because I'm okay with losing.
Yeah.
Most people do not, they're not okay with losing. Like, yes, I'm happy and I'm at peace most of the time. But there's going to be times when I'm losing, but I'm okay with that. And I think people can't handle the L's.
Well, yeah, they operate differently than you, and we had this discussion before about how you kind of just even
Yeah.
how you kind of even look
So
at.
she
those
was
type of
saying
things,
people
yeah.
are reaching to get here and stay, and that's impossible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
impossible.
And so because they can't stay, then they're scared to reach it.
Right.
So I'm not even going to try then, because I felt this and it sucks to come down, and I don't want to people don't want to do this.
that fall.
They just rather either stay down here
yeah.
or stay like, and it's just like,
and
makes
then
sense.
blame
It
and
makes
then
sense.
blame and complain, being
Right.
down, like, hey man, yeah.
but it's like, and when she was saying all of it, I was just like, that all makes sense. Like it all makes sense. And I was like, so the real issue is people have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable with failing. You have to be uncomfortable with losing. You have to be comfortable with.
I think
They-
there's
they-
a.
they-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say just to that point, why people might feel that way is because I think at a young age we get told that failing and losing is a bad thing, and they kind of like you kind of get defeated, or like sometimes you even get scolded or whatever for losing.
I mean, the feeling sucks.
Yeah, but I'm
You
saying
don't get that. You don't get the Reese's peanut butter cup at the end.
yeah, but it's like,
Yeah,
but not even
but-
just that, but it's like when you fail, that it hurts, and some people don't know how to. They don't like feeling that feeling, and they don't like feeling that feeling. So they just be like, all right, I'll just stay level here because when I get to these heights, I know this fall from grace is gonna it's gonna destroy
But even
me.
with that, even what you just said, right? Like, I don't like feeling that. Even that doesn't last.
For sure, it doesn't.
And I think people think, like, when she said it, I think people just think whatever you're going to stay in that state.
No.
And it's like, the fail, that feeling don't last. It sucks.
mean,
It
but-
could, it could last for a
the-
longer period of time.
if you
Exactly.
choose to.
Yeah.
If you choose
If
to,
you
but the
choose to.
ramifications of it can
Be
like
longer.
hold for a long
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
Like you said, like if you have whatever an audition at Chocolate Sundays and you bomb for whatever reason,
Right.
your next opportunity is gonna come when. Like you don't
2
know.
years from now,
You know what I
maybe.
mean? Like
Yeah.
so.
But even that, it's just like,
The
okay, but
stakes
the
of
next
it-
time I get it, I ain't going to fuck up again.
Yeah,
but
but
then you move
that's,
on.
That's
Like, you
2
go.
years from now.
I think the
Well, then that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like, well, that's
that's just
that's
how it
life.
goes.
Yeah,
But
that's
what,
how,
what I'm
like,
saying is your mentality.
roll with the punches.
We said it before. Your mentality is extremely rare when it comes to stuff like that. The average person's mentality is kinda
Oh, I
like-
know. That's what
Yeah.
when she was saying, I was just like, it just put in perspective for me. Like, this
Yeah.
is why everybody operates like that because they
Right.
just can't. Like, nigga,
Everyone-
shit gonna happen. Like,
But everybody's looking for people look for an excuse. I
Right.
look
For
for
s-
I look
for
for
sure.
excuses to avoid success.
Right.
And my biggest excuse now that kind of hinders me is the time. The time that it takes to reach certain levels and the time that you have to commit to certain shit
Yeah.
that doesn't guarantee results.
Right.
It's like you really just casting a
Right.
like it's like
Yeah.
I'm about to devote all these hours to this thing and I don't know how it's gonna turn
Right.
out.
Yeah.
I hope it
and
turns
then
out good.
you're gonna be upset if it didn't. Like, I could have been doing.
Yeah, it's a
but
huge
but
risk.
that all goes back to low key like a fear. Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck,
for
and
sure.
it's just like,
It's a huge risk in terms of time because
Yeah.
because now
Right.
like time is fucking precious.
Right.
Yeah.
Like nigga, you devote all of your time to this thing, and then you wake up like and nigga, and it's been 15 years and you're 55,
Right.
and you're like, damn. So my thing is like. I struggle with committing to a thing because of the time that it requires to be great at it.
Right.
Whereas, like, I want to experience a lot of different shit in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to experience things. I don't want my whole life and my entire existence to just be on this thing.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is all I
think
am.
I think you balance it until it becomes like, I gotta turn up here, and then you bring it down. Then I'm gonna turn up here, and then I'm gonna bring it down.
It's
I'm gonna
hard
turn
to
up here.
balance,
Because
dude.
I think people want to just go like this, and it's like here, and then here, and then you might even drop a
Yeah,
little.
but even while you're
then
here, other people are here. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
but I
So
mean,
it's like the rat race
be
of
like
it.
that.
It's like,
Yeah,
damn.
I think at that particular point,
yeah, it just be like
and
that.
what therapy helped me out with.
Oh, this nigga. God damn.
Yeah.
the therapy is like you have to look at your problem and say, I hear you, problem, but here I am. The way you make me feel.
No, I
when
mean, but here's my thing. It's like it kind of put that stuff in perspective for me because, like I said, with Keon, he probably had that perspective at a younger age, so it was easy for him. He understands it. For me, one probably like I had to look at the stuff that I went through as a younger brother and stuff like that, and be like, all right, my mentality was different. And now I look at it like for the same point in time. It's like, yo, it's going to take me time to reach this goal, and I'm going to have to follow. But it's like I'm going to reach that goal now.
But at the sacrifice of what though?
But here's,
But if it's what you want to do, I sacrifice of nothing.
yeah,
to
it's
me.
like,
I mean, but it might be what you want to do, but people change. You might want to do this now, but what about nigga after 2 kids? Like nigga, I want to kick it with my kids.
I'm okay.
Oh, I
with-
still do that.
And here's the thing, for me, I've also got
Not
to the perspective
enough.
that
I'm always here. Always here, baby.
I said this too. Is like I'm okay with even the change happening, even with my career changing, even with like being with
Yeah.
my wife and her being like, yo, I want to be a writer. Then if we have family, be like, you know what? I like being a mom better than doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm okay if even that happens. Like I'm okay. Like that change is a thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm not afraid of it anymore. I used to be. I'm with you in the sense it's like, man, what if this happens this way? Or like, what if I'm spending all this time here and like you said, I don't get there. I don't get to the level that I want to get to. It's just like I'm going to get to the level that I'm supposed to be at.
Right. I think
And
a lot
I'm
of
gonna be
things.
happy either way.
And I'm gonna
I
be
think a
happy.
lot of
because I
things
made the
just
choices.
feel-
I did this, and I'll be fine. I'm fine with every choice that I make.
Look, nigga,
Yeah.
as long as I'm not working back at Home Depot, I don't.
That's money. Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm going to.
Let's
probably
say I
be-
never hit the money. You know what? my family's fine. My kids are healthy.
Yep.
Right.
You know, like I just.
Exactly.
I got, you know what helped me
It's
even
not hitting
more
the money,
now?
it's sustaining.
I
It's
got
all about
to
sustaining.
I got to a point where it's like none of this shit matters.
Mhm.
None
What,
of it
like
matters.
life, existentially?
All the bullshit.
Okay.
What matters, is your babies.
Yeah.
And everything else is icing to me,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I don't get stressed out about none of this shit. If I become a fucking Kevin Hart, that is great.
Mhm.
That is icing on the cake. But right now, I have already won. Everything else.
Would you
is
want to be
just-
Kevin Hart's brother? Would you want to become that?
Sure, why not? Are my kids healthy?
I mean, from
Are
what I
my-
know, his brother's doing
Actually, I
pretty
met
damn
his
good.
brother.
Yeah.
Cool as fuck.
I'll
Yeah.
just throw that out there.
Yeah, I like it's just none of this shit matters.
Yeah, and I think,
COVID put a lot in perspective for me. This
Yes.
career put a lot in
Yeah.
perspective.
Yes.
Nothing matters.
I think, and
COVID
I
put
think
a lot
a
of shit in
huge thing is just I don't think I had a full grasp of like the level of commitment to really reach certain heights.
Oh yeah,
Like you have to sacrifice so fucking much,
yeah.
and then once you get there, it's just gonna more of your time
Yeah.
is gonna be like being pulled in so many.
Well, the
different
beauty of
directions.
it is once you get there, you can delegate some of that time.
You can, but then you're still
But
like
you still got to push because you're
You
in your
still gotta
own-
push.
You still
So
got to push.
I was watching the interview on.
But also, what are you pushing towards?
Yeah.
right,
Because you could easily sustain. Kevin ain't got to do.
right,
He could just
He can
do
coach like
comedy
that if he wants
clubs.
to.
He
yeah,
can coach if you want to.
yeah.
He
Like,
probably has, he has
it-
certain
what's his
goals
motivation
It's
in
all
now?
mind.
it's all about what you want to do.
Yeah.
That I mean, but can you coast? Because sometimes
He
sometimes you
could
put
he
yourself,
could just do comedy clubs. now.
you set up a lifestyle that your expenses are fucking
Well, yeah.
like astronomical.
But he's still good though.
Well,
He's,
Well,
But that's
and-
one dude. I'm talking.
I'm
about,
just
you know
I'm
what
just
I mean?
saying people
Yeah.
in general, like it's all about what you know. Do you
Right.
want to keep going?
But
Because
you
you
set
have
your-
that option.
You do, but I think once you set yourself up for a lifestyle,
Yeah.
you kind of
it
become
depends-
like,
It depends if you want to keep that type of lifestyle, or
Right.
can you even
Yeah.
downgrade a
What do you
little
want
bit?
to
But once
like,
you
I don't want
have
all
it,
this.
and then the competition of it and the keeping up with the Joneses in the company that you keep and shit. Now you still feel like can you be in a mansion and then like 2 years down the line can you throw a party in your
You're home.
in your new downsized
But
single
if you were
story, you know what I
smart enough, you know that all that shit's paid off. So
Yeah.
and then you realize, honestly, when you do get in certain spaces and certain things, like niggas, if you take away the keeping up with the Joneses, people are fine with what they have.
Well, I think it's
And
like,
like again, none of this shit matters.
Yeah.
None of it fucking
it's all
matters.
ego. It's like
It is.
At
Ego,
the end of the
yeah.
day, at the end of
Yeah.
the day, my core friends are not going to care what house that I'm in. If
Right.
I'm throwing a party. They're like, we having a game night. If it's in a mansion, if it's in my apartment, they'll be
Right.
like, cool. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say, I was watching this interview on the Shop. You know the Shop LeBron show.
Yeah.
And I don't forget who it was. I don't know if it was Steve Stout or not, but it was like I think it might have been Steve Stout. And he was talking about like what is the sacrifice of like so somebody asked him like what is the sacrifice of getting to the level that you're at? And he was just like family, nigga. He's like I don't spend time with my kids like that.
It's fucked up.
I don't spend time with my wife like that, like how I'm supposed to. Anyways,
up.
he was like I work and like. He's like I think he said something about along the lines like if they probably understand like that I don't spend the time as much as I should with them, and it's like that shit hurts, but I also want to be
Right.
here.
So,
in
but
my-
it's all about your priorities.
Yeah.
What's
so,
more
so you go,
important?
Sacrifice.
so you go exactly. So he's like, that's what I had to sacrifice. I had to sacrifice time with my family,
Right.
and it's just like a lot of people aren't wanting to do that, and it's like
Yeah.
it's understandable.
Yeah.
And it's just like with some of us, it's like you might have to balance that. It's like, all right, I to me personally, I think this is why I love like the internet in general. It's like you're able to leverage the internet or at least money from the internet to be
Right.
like, all right, if I can make 5, 10, even some people can make 6 figures a month off the internet, right? And be like, you know what? I don't have to really leave the house. I can still spend all this time with my family now.
Right.
Or
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say even from a standpoint of even stand up, right? It's like, all right, cool. It's like I make this much money off my videos off stand up, but then now I can go on tour when I want to. I can literally set my own schedule. Like you said, the boys got baseball games. They are in baseball season this time of time. So I can't. Every other weekend, I got to make sure I either miss this or I schedule one weekend for shows and then the next weekend for the kids. One weekend for the show or however you want to do it. You got to just set your priorities. Some people,
I think too, it's just like it's all about what you're. I live in a space where like it's gonna work out. Like I
Right.
feel like if I miss a weekend, that's gonna come. I'll get that back.
Right.
Like
yeah, that's how I function.
And so I never be tripping on. I know a lot of people be like, I gotta take this work because I don't know when the next opportunity is coming, and I get that. But I live in a space where like another one's gonna come. Like so I don't be tripping off. And technology helps So with Keelan's, baseball games, they stream every game live. So now
That's dope.
I'm not missing the games. So I can go on the road. I can take these gigs.
Well, you're not missing the game,
Right.
But you're still missing the game.
So this is what happens though. I'll watch the games. He'd be like, "Are you gonna watch?" I'll be like, "Yeah." So we'll watch it. We'll break down the game film. I'll be like, "I watch," because they just want to know that you are involved, that you care. And honestly, sometimes you can be a distraction being there live, especially fathers and sons because they're trying to impress you.
Yeah.
They can be more loose when you're not there. So for me, I was like, I don't want to miss his games. And then once they started streaming them live, I was like, I can take some of these dates because I can still see the games. I watch them, we break down, I get back. This is what you need to work on, blah, blah, blah. And then it's cool like that. And then Kadi helps me with the travel too, as far as she really, at the end of last year, she really put it in perspective because they offered me like a Christmas gig somewhere. And I was like, I'm not missing Christmas. Like, it's Christmas. And she was like, and the kids can't open their gifts on the 22nd. Why? And I was like, it's Christmas.
You said the day of Christmas in your house, to be honest.
And she said,
Yeah.
so? And like, I'm big on, not missing birthdays and blah, blah. She said, and everybody celebrates their birthday on their actual day? I was
We
like,
can't normally.
no. She said, who said we have to do anything on anybody else's timeline? And I was like, I had nothing.
Yeah, your rules are your rules in your house, bro.
And she
Yeah.
said, we can do whatever the hell we want. So last year, Keelan's birthday is November 10th. We had his party on December 4th because I was gone.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, I was leaving the weekend of his birthday. I said, we can celebrate with just me, your mom, and your brother and have your little birthday party. Or we can make them a whole month, but you can have the big party. He said, I'll wait. I said,
And it rained that day. See
No.
what happens?
Oh, it did rain a little bit, yeah. But they didn't give, them kids was
Yeah,
having
they
a
give a fuck.
blast.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, when she said that, we just started moving everything. So I take every gig, and then we just move whatever
Adjust.
we want to do
That's cool.
around it. And she was like, go get that money. Like, go
Yeah.
get it. And you're not missing the event. Because my whole thing was like, I'm not missing events.
It's all a
Yeah.
construct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, we can do whatever the hell we want to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right.
And that's the thing. It's like it reminded me when we talked about that. I think it was Burt Crusher. I forgot. how to
I
say
saw
it.
that video. I felt bad.
Yeah, but it was like I look at stuff like that too. Sometimes people they look at it like they have to take these type of gigs all
Right.
the time because like if you get hot and it's just like yo, they're literally trying to book me for the year.
Right.
I might not get this next year because my flame might kind of
Right,
flame
right.
out a little bit. So let me take these 65 gigs for the year. And I might miss the stuff, but like you said, it goes back to what you just said. You can just adjust everything. But like
The
yo,
sports
the
stuff
game.
you can't.
The
The sports
sports
stuff you
stuff you
can't adjust.
for sure. I'm saying when it comes to like birthdays and stuff like that, all right, let's.
But what you can do is like there's when I saw that video, he's like, I'm supposed to be at my blah blah. There are ways with technology now.
Yeah.
We're FaceTiming your dad's. You know what I mean? Like
You
you're
know what's gonna be
watching.
funny though, because dads are actually there. There are dads who are actually there. I can't wait to see like those new age kids like complaining about my dad never came to my games in person.
Right.
he only
But that-
watched the streamers.
Right.
Well, that's what they end up happening too, because like they're gonna want that physicality of you being
It-
there.
there
to a
always,
point.
it's always gonna be something.
For sure.
You know
for
what I
sure,
mean?
For sure.
But like when I was little, I remember my dad. He had to work Saturday, so he missed a lot of the games. But he would come in for 10 minutes. I'd see him peek in just to let you know, bro, I got to work. But that's enough. Like,
And this is
no.
all. This is all under the idea that your kid is actually like good. Because if your kid's not even good, I don't give a fuck if you're there or not.
Let me tell you something. If he wasn't nice, I wouldn't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
I only care because he's good. If he was trash,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, buddy, you
Yeah.
gotta work.
But what if?
Like I will be missing games until you get good.
But what if? But I would say, what if you being there is what makes him good? So you'd be like, I'm not coming because he's
Oh,
trash
yeah.
now. But then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, if you start to come,
Hey.
his development, he might be a slow.
We're gonna figure that. We're gonna have to figure that out. Because nigga, if you trash, I'm not coming. I'm not coming for that. I'm not coming.
It's a dude in our the kids class, and his daughter started
Dirt
softball, and
bags.
their team sucks, and he hates going to the games. He hates it. He's like, they're fucking trash. I was like, we're undefeated.
Yeah.
It's great. He was like, we're fucking trash. I hate going to that shit. Like, I know a guy, he has all daughters, and he has to go to like recitals and all this. He was like, I hate every fucking minute of it. Like, I
Yeah.
love my babies, but I hate all the shit.
Yeah.
Like, it sucked, and I know he would. He would like to miss it.
He would like to.
But you know what would be dope though. I think I wrote a joke about this like years ago of being like trying to be an absent dad, so you get your kid into like running, like long distance running, like cross country marathon shit.
So you
'Cause
can't
you
go?
only got to be there at the beginning and the
And
end.
then, yeah.
Nigga, you be there at the beginning. Hey, nigga, they go do a bunch of shit. They come back 3 hours later at the finish line, like, oh my baby.
Great job.
That's funny.
What I think some kids start to understand, especially when they understand what you do for work. And so I want to ask you, especially since you two, and I know you specifically, Keon, you go out on the road a lot. It's like, do you explain specifically what you do, and so they know what like?
But
I don't know why this nigga's
I
laughing.
thought that in the sense of like, dad tells dick jokes to strangers.
But like, as
no, they get. In fact, they're at an age now. Not only they've been dealing with this their whole life, so it's so normal.
yeah.
But they're also at an age now where they understand how things work, how you buy stuff, in order for dad to buy stuff, he got to go. So this nigga told me not too long ago. I said, "Hey, buddy, I gotta miss your game. I'm gonna watch it on stream, but I gotta go." He's like, "Yeah, but you make money on the road." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, then go because I want."
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Bye," because
Yeah.
I know you're gonna get money, and then I can have A, B, and C because.
So my thing is, did you kind of tell them that? Did you say like, "Yo, daddy goes
Yeah,
to the road,
they
so
know.
daddy can do this"?
Yeah,
and
they
stuff
know
like
that.
'Cause I
But
feel
also too, I think with me in particular, they have the benefit of, yeah, I be leaving, but also I'm always here. I think it's different.
at least Monday through Thursday, you're
Yeah, I
back
think
in
it's
here,
different when you watch those movies and stuff and like, Dad, all you do is work. They're gone.
Yeah, they be putting it on thick.
Nigga, they be
Yeah.
Monday through
Yeah.
Sunday at the office.
I'm telling you.
They don't do shit.
Which
But
is-
like me,
which-
I drop my kids off every
Yeah.
day. I pick them up every day.
Right,
Lunches,
right.
MMA. Like my kids, honestly, they care more about when Cotty's not around.
Right.
Cause if she's on set, they don't give a damn. Cause I was always with them. Like I was
Yeah.
always had them the first 7 years of their life. Like I'm always here.
Yeah.
So they was like, nigga, bye. Like
And I want to tell all those movie kids, it's like, it's not you. It's not you that I'm trying to escape. It's your mother. I would love to be here with you. I would love to be here with you.
Oh
It's your
man.
fucking mom.
Taking extra OT because it's like, I don't want to deal with this lady, man. She's just, she's.
it's a lot of people like that. They go to work because they don't want to deal with their spouse. A lot of people go to work for that.
Some do it for the kids too. They don't want to deal with the kids.
Yeah.
They want to be around the
Yeah.
kids. It's like, man, it's just being at home. The family is tough to be around.
Yeah, so like I'm one of the people who like my family, so I'm like I'm good. But yeah, I'm with them all the time, so they don't really be tripping off me being gone. And because they know if I'm gone, I get money, and they want shit.
And
so.
they get material things.
Yeah,
Well, that was
and when you're at that age, that's all you care. Now I'm sure as they get older, it's gonna be more of a like, what can I miss? Like, for example, all right, I missed some regular season games, but if you niggas are in the playoffs, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Canceling shit for the playoffs?
yeah,
Mm.
because that don't come back.
Yeah.
And
But
like
what
I said,
shit?
like I said, I live in a space where I just feel like business stuff gonna come back. If you want me, you gonna want me.
I would say
Like,
I would say this. Sometimes it depends on the thing that we're like. We're not in that space fully yet because we don't have a family yet. But it's like I was even telling like my lady, I was just like, yo, if you're getting an opportunity to make one of the biggest bags that you're going to ever make, or like just a
Right.
huge bag and some of money, like I say, even if we were supposed to do like my birthday, like I say, I'm like, because she's real big on like celebrating the birthday on the birthday type stuff. I'm like, yo.
Tell
I was
her
like,
Cotty's concept, man.
I was
Fuck
like,
that
and
shit.
I already said that to her. I was like, look, I was like, my thing is, my birthday weekend is this weekend, right? If you're going to be working this weekend to make this a certain amount of cash, do that. We can either bump it up earlier in the week, or we wait till next weekend to do it because we're both free next weekend. So like, it's not to me, it was never a big deal. On her end, she's just like, no, my birthday's this day. It'll be. She's getting a little bit better at it now, but it's like she wanted to do stuff on her birthday and then the weekend of her birthday. Now it's kind of just like, all right, my birthday's on a Tuesday. It's like, yeah, I probably want to go out to eat, but like, we got a concert that I want to go to this weekend. Or like, if now it's like, all right, if I'm doing a show out of town, she'll probably be like, well, can I just come with? Because I want to be with you during that time. Can I come
What's the
with you?
reason?
Huh?
Why is this shit such a big deal?
You just have everybody's got their quirks.
Everybody's just different. It's
Yeah.
like for her, spending time with one, I don't think it's this because I was gonna say it's a family thing, but like her brother's out here, so she can do that. But it's like I think for her, she just wants to be with me on certain days, and I think the more and more we do those things, the more and more she's gonna understand that. Okay, I've done it here. Go get now. She's like kind of like, all right, this is a lot of money. If I'm saying I'm going to get like a $20,000 bag or something, you might be like, all right, you might go do that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop you from getting that. That's stupid. Go get that money. We'll celebrate the day after or that weekend, and I'm going to be spending some of that money anyways. So it's just like, you know, she's getting better at it. But at one point in time, she was on some like, do you have to do it this day? I'm like, nigga, if I'm making like $5,000, that's going to pay our rent for the next whatever. It's like, because I was always telling her like, yo, I would never stop you from that. I'll always just adjust my time with you. I'll just be like, all right, let's do it here.
I feel like
make sure we make it enough though. We're not going to postpone it and not do it. We're going to do it. We just got to postpone it or move it up or whatever.
I feel like with adults like everything I said is my kids.
Right.
Like trying not to miss their event, just for their psyche and stuff. Like with an adult, nigga, move shit around. Like you'll fucking live. Like
that's how I feel. Yeah.
I don't. When I see people do that shit when it comes to adults, like I'm like, nigga, you're too old to be flipping out over this type of shit. You can do this anytime. You know how life works. Shit happens.
But maybe that's part of like, I don't want to say maintaining the youth, but like we have all this other shit going on in life that we have to adjust and adapt to. It's like, can I just have this one thing?
But to his point, yes.
You know
but
what I
just
mean?
not today. Like we can do it next week.
Yeah,
nigga, like
yeah.
it's not. You're not going to die.
Right.
No,
if you
you're
don't
not.
do
I
it
mean,
today.
now
But it would just mean a lot.
Good.
Like it would mean more if we
No, I
could
meant
just
die
get
if
this
you don't
done on
have
this
it.
day.
All
Not
right, yeah.
die tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We say that again, Gary?
I said it would just mean more if we can get it done on this day. I understand if we gotta adjust, but if possible.
Right, and I think in that standpoint, it's like if it's happening yearly, like every year you're missing my birthday.
Yeah,
Right.
Then
then it's a problem.
all right, wait a minute.
Right.
now.
I give you a year.
You
here
always
and a year.
choose work over me, or you always choose.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's why I said I'm making it a point to like it ain't gonna always be work over your game. Sometimes, yeah, but
Right.
not. It's not gonna be a habit. It's not gonna be a pattern. And then they, like I said, they understand. All right, bro, go do that because I want to go to this Laker game. So
Yeah.
and that's literally what he said. He said, "Dad, I need you to go because I want to go to a Laker game."
Is he a Laker fan?
He's their LA kids. They like the Lakers, the Dodgers. They,
Fair enough.
you know what I mean? And I was like, fine. So he gets it, and Kendrick don't be caring. They, like I said, they care more about her because they were always with me.
I mean, this is essentially your roots, right? Because this is where you're technically your family's from here.
Yeah, we're the only ones from the Bay. My
Yeah.
whole family's from LA,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it's like they get it, and they don't care. Like I said, if he said, for me personally, if he said, let's say he's 14, Dad, I have this tomorrow. You have to be there.
I want you there. Yeah.
I'm gonna be there.
Right.
If it's a game, if I said, how would you feel if I missed you? I ain't tripping.
So you already got a weekend book that's gonna pay you $80,000 for this weekend, and then he's like, "Yo, Dad, this weekend I got we got the game versus so and so."
No, we got the regional. We got the regional Little League All-Star game, and this is to go to the World Series. This is to go to the Little League World
first
Series.
of all, I'd be so excited about that, nigga. Like, but also with that kind of stuff, you can look at the dates. That's they're gonna. So
there,
I'm
yeah.
booking around that anyway.
Right,
like
right.
that $80,000 gig, I'm not taking. I'm like, we're doing that this weekend because that's the beauty. The beauty with sports is
Yeah.
the schedule come out.
Yeah.
Right.
Nigga, I can see.
But in a competition like that, like what if their star Connor Pruitt goes down? You're like there's no way they're gonna make it to the finals. There's no way.
I got it. If they ever say
Their star
Connor
pitcher,
Pruitt,
their star pitcher Connor
this nigga's
Pruitt
throwing 97,
throwing
nigga.
96-2 at 12. He goes down, nigga. he gets Tommy John.
That's 12.
Damn.
Damn.
12. Yeah, he's a grown man, nigga.
Life's
I mean,
over.
technically, he probably is a 12-year-old grown man.
Yeah. So, nigga, we're not making it to the finals.
Dominican Republic, where's he from?
Not with Connor
Connor
Pruitt.
Pruitt.
Connor Pruitt's from Nebraska, bro.
No, he changed his name to Sam.
Change his name, yeah. He
Full
Americanized his
mustache, hairy
name.
chest.
Oh shit.
My name's Connor Pruitt.
Yeah, he's already using the Sammy Sosa whitener. He's already using it. He's already bleaching his skin.
If he says that you got to be there, that's a core memory for I'm gonna be there.
So what I'm saying, because sometimes, and it probably is rare in the sense where when you're booking weekends for comedy shows, it's very rare if you get booked that weekend, right? There's no mean you get your schedule properly.
And this is how I honestly feel about everything too. As much as they cancel on us, nigga, I have no problem canceling on them.
Got you.
And that's why I operate the way I do. They move our shit around. Let's say they had me for a weekend, and a bigger name want that weekend. I'm getting bumped.
Yeah.
So when I get to a position where I can do the bumping or I can move, first of all, you need, and we understand that earlier now, I think, you need me.
Yeah.
You need us to put the masses in them seats. So if a theater is like, a venue is like, yo, and I understand contracts be signed and shit like that too. But I'm like, we're moving this.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do about it? You need me. We need. It's an inconvenience for everybody. You're gonna be upset. Blah blah. You'll get your fucking money back.
Yeah.
Blah blah. My child told me, I need to be at this CIF championship game. That's what the fuck I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
And
But he doesn't start though.
Well,
He might not play.
no. If he's on the bench, I'm like, sir, you don't.
Okay, hold on.
You don't- you don't play.
He's starting, but he's only starting because the star player went down. And
Well, this
he's
nigga might go for 50.
wait,
I gotta go.
wait. He's expected to come back this week, so you don't know how much time.
No, he gonna play. He gonna play. I'm going. I'm going.
First of all,
Connor Pruitt is coming back.
you play basketball too, nigga?
Nah, he don't play. Connor Pruitt don't hoop, bro.
He came back from a
Connor
torn
Pruitt.
ACL. Threes, nigga, all day.
Connor Pruitt don't hoop, bro.
Threes all day.
Yo, Connor Pruitt.
Trays all day.
Jamal Johnson. Nigga.
Okay,
Jamal Johnson.
Jamal comes back 2 weeks
Jamal's
after a
coming back.
meniscus tear.
But then, honestly, the games be so. Even at this age, I can already tell. Like, my mom told me, she was like, watching y'all games was so fun for me. Like, as a parent, she was like, your high school games was so entertaining, and your college games were so entertaining, and like
How many
even
college games your parents went to?
they only actually went to one.
In Montana or whatever?
My mom flew up to Montana for senior night, and my mom and dad when we played Sac State.
Oh,
And
that's
that was it.
Yeah.
Because I was so far. If I would have played at Cal or some shit
Yeah.
but I was so far. Yeah, they only caught a few of them. LMC they caught quite a bit.
Yeah.
High school they caught a bunch, but like even watching the kids, they're only 7. They're not even like all the way good yet. Should be fun. And I know the older they get, the more intense it gets. Like it's as a parent, this side of it it's fun. Like it's very. So and then you get to know all the other kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you pulling for them and shit like that.
You know
Like
what's crazy to see? Like in football, there's usually a kid who just,
Jones Drew.
overdeveloped. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy to see because you'll be playing with the same kids like every year,
Right.
and it's crazy to see like the other kids catch up to
Oh,
that
yeah.
kid
Yeah.
and then pass him, and you're just like, wait, what? Or a kid who's like 12 years old, like 6 or like 5'9" at 12, like 180 or whatever. For that kid to just like, some of these kids just stop growing. This shit is like crazy.
There was a kid when we played Pop Warner. He played for the Northridge Knights, and we played for the Reclaiming Wildcats. And there was a kid on there who was like, watch out for this kid named the Animal.
Jesus.
The Animal was like, he's an animal. And it was like this. I think he might have been like maybe like Latino or maybe like white Latino. And I remember like
Connor Juarez.
Connor Juarez.
Connor Juarez.
Jimenez.
And he was, I mean, essentially, I mean, I ended up on a kickoff, I ended up rocking him. Like, and for me, I wasn't even a hitter like that. I was just like, I went down, I put my head down to just tackle him, and I just ended up smacking him, laying him out, and the stadium went crazy. But it's like
The stadium.
I mean, it was like at a
You play at stadiums?
at a high school football field.
Okay.
They still call them stadiums.
Okay. All right.
So it was like I remember I did lay him out, but then after that he was on a tear, like just
Pissed
like,
him off.
And I played safety off the bench, so it was like I wasn't getting a whole bunch of playing time for football, but it was like he was going through, and he was a Captain Kid from like Little Giants. Like you get on him, he just carrying motherfuckers. Like we were like what, maybe we're in middle school, but he was a monster.
You know what's crazy too? To your point, not just seeing the kids that get caught, not just seeing the ones who are good and you be like, this motherfucker's gonna make, and they go.
Yeah.
Like that shit to me
that's
is like
crazy too, yeah.
crazy, like to watch. Be like, I knew it. They were
Yeah.
just always better. Like Drew.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like you don't believe at first. You're like, well, maybe they're just better than this age, and then you keep, and you're like, no, they're gonna.
But when you are that age, you think they're gonna be all world. You're like, oh, that nigga's going. He's going.
They're gonna go, and then
Yeah.
you start seeing like I look at all the kids we grew up playing sports with, and like the talent pool was insane because most of these niggas went to college. Like most of us went to like or overseas. Like it was so much fucking talent, but we thought it was everybody was good, and then when you look at the percentages, you're like, no, this shit was
Rare,
nigga. We just had hella talent in little small ass Contra Costa County. It was just a lot of talent.
It's
because,
wild, yeah.
Like I'm putting these clips up. One dude was like, "Oh, well, you're playing the Saved by the Bell cast," and I was like, "Actually, 5 people on that court went to," and I was like, "That's fucking crazy." Like 4 of them were on our team. They just got good. My senior year, they weren't good yet. Like big men be goofy. They take a while to develop.
Yeah.
They senior year, niggas got nice, and then I was just like, "Yo, 4 of us," and then one dude on the other team went to Humboldt, I think, and then overseas. Like I was like, "No, it's 5 athletes on that one court," and you making jokes because you see a few white boys, but like no, for 5 people out of 10
Yeah.
to go to nigga, that's not normal.
That's
That's
incredible,
not
actually.
normal.
The numbers of that is incredible.
If you're not watching, the state finals or whatever, that's not normal for a regular season
Yeah.
game and some little regular shit. And
It don't matter if it's D1, D2. It's like if they're all getting
it was
scholarships.
a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And there were some people, but we had a kid like that in baseball who, when we were 8, this nigga was Nolan Ryan.
Yeah,
Nigga, the very next year, he was not good anymore.
that's crazy.
It was crazy. He didn't grow. He was hella good
Yeah,
when we were 8. Like,
You need to be hella tall in baseball though.
it helps now, but you don't have to be.
Damn.
But and we saw a lot of kids plateau. And then you saw that one quiet kid who like just kept working, and then y'all turned like 14. Like, what the
weirdo.
fuck did they get so
Just
good?
not starting, just
Yeah.
showing up every day.
Growth spurt happens, and then you just like, what the hell?
Man.
Like,
Kid worked.
so then that's why when I be looking at Keelan, I'm like, talent is already there. So we just have to do the work. One thing I like about him though, he's not a complainer. He's not gonna tell me, Dad, let's go outside and hit the ball. But I've say from 3 to 3:30 every day. You go, okay, this is my schedule.
Yeah.
This is what I do. And then the beauty of it with him is when he sees the work pays off, then it makes him want to work more. So like he had a terrible swing. So we bought the machine, whatever, the level of swing out. I'm like, bro, and the game one thing my dad and me never did was watch tape early.
Yeah,
It was just him in my ear, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. You don't know. Like,
Yeah.
in my head,
Yeah.
shut up, bro. But now with all this shit, I could show him what he's doing wrong, so he believes me.
yeah,
So, like, we'll do it, and I'm like, and I can watch it and figure it out. So I'm like, okay, your bat's too heavy, and you're moving your foot, so start here, do this. So we worked on that. First hit, wow,
a word.
left field, nigga,
Nice.
bow. Second hit, bow, sit in the field, and I was like, all right. Then I'm watching him make plays, and he had a mentality: if it's not coming to me, I'm not moving. Baseball is a lot of standing around. I said, try to go get every ball, just to get him to start reaction. Next thing you know, next 2 plays, bah, bah, bah. I'm like, and then he gets off on like oh shit, what you said works.
Actually worked,
and
yeah.
he likes success. He don't like,
Yeah.
so he enjoys. He was doing bad in math. All them workbooks over there, I had him doing 20 extra pages a day of homework. Like, you're gonna do this, and he was like, but he did it. Got an A on his next math test. Nigga, over a math test, said, I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
Like, over a math test.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he enjoys winning so much, he doesn't mind doing the work to go win.
That gives you the upper hand in the house too with Cotty, because if y'all going back and forth, he gonna come in like, Mom, shut the fuck up. Dad is right. Dad knows what he's talking about. Listen to Dad, Mom.
They do be saying that shit, though. Not just, they be like, well, Dad said. Right now, though, their big thing is their teachers. Their teachers know everything. Well, Miss McKee said that.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that, but
She's
I don't
right
know.
there. But when it comes
Yeah,
to here,
like, and they're both right know-it-alls. They're at that age now where they're
Oh,
competitive,
shit.
and if one of them is doing a homework, well, actually it's spelled, I know how to do it. Like, they hate when the other one tells them anything. If you're not an adult, shut up. Like, it's like they're hilarious right now, but they listen and they'll work if Now the down part is if I tell them to do something that don't work,
Right.
Like, nigga, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But so far, the track record is
And all it takes is one thing.
I'll never listen to you again.
that's
He's
kind
like, what about those 20 things I just gave you?
But
Nah.
that's kind of scary even from a parent standpoint. It's
Yeah.
like one hiccup can probably destroy the thought process of them being like,
Right.
you know what?
For
I
however
can't even
long.
go back to you for this
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
bro.
Well, the thing is, I make it a big point to tell them, and because I want them to get where I'm at too, is about mistakes. We all make them. It's okay to fail, blah blah. Because they
Got it.
think in their eyes, I never mess up. I never do, and I'm like, bro, I fail all the time. Like, we had a conversation last night because they were watching the tapes. He's like, Dad, you never miss. I said, this is a highlight tape, bro.
Yeah.
This is gonna show all the good stuff.
You gonna show him the whole game?
Yeah, I was showing. I was
Okay.
like, look, they like, bro, we failed.
They
They
came out straight up.
But
Al
they be like,
Bundy.
damn, Dad, you trash.
They came out like Al Bundy. Hey guys, we just want you to watch this tape with me.
Well, because I was doing it for the Instagram. They came in.
Oh,
They was like,
okay,
that's
okay.
you? And they was all in. And I tell him, I was like, man, we messed up. Because we was talking about his test. And he was like, I missed one. I said, well, that's just lack of concentration, not because you don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you do the repetition. And I was like, you know what? And there's a lot of times you're going to do everything right and you're still going to fail. And that's all right. Like, so what? And he was like, oh, okay. So, like, in their baseball, it's coach pitch, but towards the second half of the season, it's 3 strikes. Like they do real
Yeah.
baseball. You don't get to hit off the tee. You don't
Yeah.
get 3 strikes. You're out. So, and baseball is a good sport because baseball, you're a Hall of Famer by succeeding 30% of the time.
Right.
You hit 300 for your career, you're a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna fail 7 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
7 out of 10, and you're gonna be a legend.
Yeah.
So it's okay to fail and get out. So I want him to do all that stuff and be like, so did you do everything you were supposed to do? Well, then the chips fall where they
More than
fall.
that,
If you
yeah.
do what you're supposed to do and it don't happen, oh well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really trying to get them to like not trip. As long as they do what you're supposed to do, then whatever happens. But most of the time, you're going to get the results you want if you
Right.
put in the work. But if you don't,
Unless
so
you're
what?
running a Connor Pruitt, and you just gotta
And
take.
Connor's going to peak at 14
You
anyway.
just gotta take that, dog.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I'd be telling them too. When they be like, so and so's good, I'd be like, they're good now.
Yeah.
Like they're.
But they're like, but then your kids are like, what is next year? What does that even mean?
I'm like, nah,
What is
they're good now.
time?
Because and he's already seen his jump from last
Mm.
year to this. I'm like, look how bro's gonna pick up. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You're getting it. You're athletic. And I gas him up, and then I'll bring him down. I'm like, you got the strongest arm out here when you do it right. So then he'll do it, and I'm like, he's like, yeah. I'm like, you're the most talented. You just have to.
Is it a good team?
Other team's good.
They're good.
Their team's good. But he is the most talented.
Okay.
It's just other kids you could tell have a extra year they've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
Or like one kid is one of those kids, like he would be every coach's favorite kid. You tell him to do something, he does it. So that's why he's good because he
Yeah.
listens
Yeah.
and does everything right. And he's really talented. I don't know if he's super talented or just fundamental as fuck.
Yeah.
But and then there's the other kid. He's pretty good, but I can't tell if he's good now because he's been playing but like just natural, like when they race or when they're just throwing, Keelan wins.
Mm.
So I'm like, you have more talent. You just need to listen. But now that he's listening, it's starting to show up on the field.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. I'm like, you're very good at this. You just need to. I was like, I was only better than you because I outworked you when I was your same age. That's all I did, nonstop. I was like, you just don't work enough. So me and Cotty decided I'm gonna make him work, and then but he doesn't complain. As long as he don't complain, if he ever gets to a point where he's like, I hate this,
Yeah.
I'm like, chill. But
Yeah.
every day after school, I'm like, get on the machine. All right. And you just do it. I'm like, all right, bet. And then he got home from his baseball game. All right, Dad, I gotta work on my jumper now because basketball's coming up. When he starts winning,
Yeah.
it's like a good. And I think about that as far as my growing up. Where I am now, I think is because of winning early, like getting praised early, I saw success in almost everything early. So like, I want them to feel that. So when it comes to later,
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Could that be a good or a bad thing? Because it's like if you get too much winning early and you have a downfall, like you said earlier. it goes
No,
back
my
to
dad
that.
made sure that he brought me
Uh,
down. He made sure it never got too much. He would let me. My success was from the other stuff, and then he would be like, "Yeah, but you could have had 30, but you missed 5 free throws." He would do
Yeah.
that type of shit, and I was like, but he wasn't wrong, so I'd be like, "Fuck."
What was the greatest moment in your sports career? Single-handed greatest moment.
Single-handed, like not team.
No, just like whatever moment. The greatest moment.
What was yours? You guys won the championship?
Yeah, the national championship. Got a pick. Got a pick that turned it like that. Shifted the momentum, and we came back, but we didn't win. We came back though. We was down 21.
Oh, that's what he's doing. It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was down 21-0 at halftime. And then I got a pick in the third quarter, and then we came back and ended up losing 31 to 23.
Yeah, but you played the national championship game.
Yeah.
So and you got a big pick. So
But I'm like, and I have whatever experiences I have like now in like comedy and in like, you know, just in life and in like the industry and opportunities and stuff like that. And like the shit be cool, but like nothing ever matches that.
Really?
Nothing I've
it's
experienced
just a
in
different
life.
energy.
It's like the biggest fucking applause break, laugh, whatever, ovate. Like nothing has ever matched that feeling.
But I've also never done. You know, like if I do stand up, if I'm doing a special and it's a theater, and that roar when they call your name and they're there for you, I could see that matching an eruption when I hit a big shot or
Yeah.
whatever, because it's like this is you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
But
like,
it's- but it
the
is-
adrenaline it's different.
It's
and
different because it is just you. It's not you lifting up the
yeah,
whole fucking
yeah,
team
yeah.
and the whole town and the whole universe. Like it's just
Right.
it's just me.
But and at the same
hard for me.
time, that actually makes this easy as far as the fails.
Yeah.
Because when I lose, I didn't
just
let
you.
down the
Yeah,
whole
you don't let
university.
down the whole
and
fucking
everything.
thing. Right.
It's just me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I
the
don't-
stakes are small.
Yeah, but
you
winning
got-
in sports, it was.
Yeah, if you drop that
Amazing.
pick or whatever, miss that shot, they're gonna blame you. So when you got that pick, the stadium went crazy.
Oh, nigga, it was fucking bananas.
Yeah,
It was like, cause we had played in a bunch of games. We had a lot of success, but going into the national championship, because the 2 years prior, we lost in the national semifinal, and we lost in the fucking the regional final. But yeah, that year we went to the national championship. The coach told us, he was like, "Yo, I'm telling y'all, this is going to be I know we played in front of like however many people, fucking 15, 20,000 people. This is going to be the loudest you have ever, like the loudest game you've ever played in, and it's not gonna stop. The whole fucking game is gonna be loud, nonstop, like screaming. Yeah, not in like, I kid you not, nigga. The first half, like we went out there, they just ran down the field because it was like, nigga, it was like, what the fuck is
it was
this?
overwhelming for y'all.
Huh?
It
It was overwhelming, and it was crazy because we had been in like, nigga, before we had won like 5 of the last 7 national championships. But even still, like it was a shock.
Yeah.
Like it was like, God, it would not stop. The noise would not stop. Nigga, timeouts, everything. It was just like, like nonstop. So yeah, and it took a minute to get adjusted to that, but yeah, there's no feeling. There has been no feeling.
Because it makes sense when it's saying that it's not going to ever match, because like you said, you just did something to uplift. Like especially if your side of the field is down, and your teammates are down, and you get that pick and like the momentum shift, it was like you just lifted up the whole multiple people's spirits.
Yeah.
Whereas as a comedian, when you're getting these laughs, you're making multiple people laugh and lift their spirits to a point. But like you said, it's all for you.
Yeah, it's all for me. Yeah,
Right.
it's all. And then also that was like my only pick that I had at that school. Like nigga, 3 years. I was there 3 years. That was the only pick I had.
In a national championship game.
In a national championship
I
game.
can see why that memorable.
My senior year.
I can see why that
Yeah.
sticks.
Nah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Most memorable. One of the things I was happiest about was my senior night in college. My mom came, and I was like, "Well, the parents is here." That was one of my best stat lines like of all time. Like I had 22, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. I was doing everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I was like, my mom's. She's only seen me play
Yeah.
one time. Like, I'm going all out. So my stat line was dope as fuck. Like for we had 2 games that weekend too. Both games. Like stat line was dope as shit. And I had this one rebound. I don't know why I remember, because it was one of those, if you jump and somebody's like underneath you, they can boost you higher. So I skied for this rebound, and I was up there, but because I hit him, I was like way above the rim.
Yeah.
And I heard the crowd go, "Oh shit!" Like, and I watched the video back. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was fucking up there, like all this above the rim, because I was I got boosted up, But I remember grabbing it and coming down, and I was like, I know I was high. Like, I don't know how high I was.
Hold on, you put it down with one hand?
Yeah, because I was up.
Oh shit!
This way. I'm not even supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be fucking getting back.
Yeah.
And I just ran in there and went and got it, and I was like,
And the coach pulled you.
nah, not that game.
You're not
That
supposed to be in there.
That was fun. We won the championship in baseball. That was fun. But we knew we were gonna win it. Like we were 18-2. Like it was just the last game of the season, pretty much. It was already locked up. Like, so that was cool. Some of the rivalry games in high school, like Pitt, those were fun. I just remember that stat line, particularly with my mom. The only time I dropped 30, that's memorable, was at a tournament. I would have had more, but I tried to dunk. I fucking missed it. And it was one of those, it was so bad.
It was a bad miss?
It was so, because first of all, nigga, in high school, I didn't start dunking like really easy until college. In high school, I could just dunk.
Okay.
But I was like, in high school too, dunking is like, oh my God.
Yeah,
that's a big moment. Yeah.
So I'm on a fast break, and I'm like, I'm going to go for it. And nigga,
Is that how you said it in your head?
in my head, I was like,
I'm gonna go for it.
I was like, I'm going to go for it. And I got my feet together, and I could see everybody on the bench knew I was going to try it. Because, you start shuffling your feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nigga, when I tell you it's the fourth quarter, I'm gassed.
Where's
Back-
the video?
I think I have it.
I need to see this.
In high school, like I said, I was barely dunking. You have to do it fresh. If you don't do it fresh, that's it. So it's
Yeah.
the fourth. And I went up, bro, because I was going to miss. Like, I wasn't high enough to get it over.
God.
I just fucking shucked it off the backboard and grabbed the rim. So it was like this hard ass man.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
even off the back of the rim, nigga. Off the backboard. Hella hard, nigga. I just grabbed the rim like, like
Who got the rebound?
no,
Oh, I thought somebody might have caught it and then it made you look good. Like,
I don't know where that shit went.
is that an assist if you bounce it off the backboard and the teammate?
If you do it on purpose.
Okay,
yeah.
it has to. It has
Like
to
if I'm on a fast break, I throw it off the glass, they
Yeah.
catch it done. That's on purpose.
Was it 2 points that you needed?
No, we were up.
Okay.
Okay.
It was for my own personal scoring.
Gotcha,
like,
gotcha.
and that's why you missed it.
I was
Because it
like,
wasn't for the team.
it wasn't at all.
I mean, I think the worst one is if you got hung. If you would have got hung and fell on your ass, that's the
No.
worst miss you could have did.
And then I had one in college where we were playing Montana State. And, the athletes in college, it's just a different level of athleticism. Nigga. So I got the steal, and I'm like, all right. And by this time, like, I can dunk with ease. Like, I'm going to dunk this. Nigga, I go up. I didn't even see this nigga. I was like,
Damn.
where the fuck did he come from? And why did he block this dunk?
Miami,
Like,
Florida, nigga. It's a
bro,
Florida kid.
I swear, and it was one of those shoot the lane steals. So I already had, and then I ripped this nigga, and I was already gone. And nigga, he was so fast.
Connor Johnson.
Like I don't even remember. I remember being up, and then
Junior.
feeling the ball just leave, and then I was just like,
Did you have to? Was that necessary?
I was like, where did he come
Yeah.
from? Just from me taking that one step to get it, it was too much time. I should have just went wreck. It was too much time.
That's probably what he does too, is time blocks.
Yeah, bro. Like, and and that's when you realize, and it was early when I just got to Montana, and I was like, oh, this is the.
Yeah, another
Okay,
level.
I don't have time to fuck around. Like
Yeah,
these
yeah,
niggas
yeah.
are just too good. They're
Yeah.
too athletic. They're too fast. They're too. In high school, that would have been a dunk. That would have, and LMC, it would have. Next level, it's too much.
It's interesting.
It's too much. That was my first like, oh shit, this is. I have to level up again. Like you already leveled from high school, then you level junior
Right.
college, and now I have to
Yeah.
level up again because these niggas are too good. And that's why I laugh at people who be like, so and so in a professional sport sucks. I'm like, nigga, do you know?
You have no idea.
You have no idea what it took for them to get there and what is going on at that level. Like, it's insane. What was your high school moment, Keenan? A heart murmur?
It was like the one time I scored like
You hit the animal?
Huh? Well, I mean that was a big moment. That was honestly one of the bigger moments because, like I said, I honestly in football I didn't get a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
So when I was playing Pop Warner, I was essentially either I started kickoff special teams, but then I really got it. I got it on safety sometimes, but our starting quarterback was also our safety. So they wanted him to be like the guy. But yeah, it was that. It was just literally I lined up and I just beeline to him and like literally.
Did he see you?
Huh? He ran. He. It was like literally we kind of stuck out. I was like, all right, it's literally these two niggas going. There was nobody even caving in on him. It was just like going like this, straight beeline, and then boom, when I put him on his back, I just remember going. First of all, my head was ringing,
Oh yeah.
and I led with my head. That's not how you tackle.
No.
I'm sure that you know that. I led
Right.
straight with my head, helmet to helmet, put him on his back. I might have even been slightly concussed, but I just heard the crowd going crazy, and my ears were kind of like ringing on top of that,
Yeah.
and then niggas started slapping me in my helmet
Yeah.
hard.
The dumbest shit ever. That's
Right.
the dumbest
And I remember
as
just
fuck.
being like, stop. It's like, stop hitting my helmet, nigga, because my head was like fucking ringing.
Yeah.
I don't see how niggas play football like at the level you guys went to, and like after 8th grade, 7th grade, nigga, when we were going to high, no, I was like
Them hits?
absolutely,
Yeah.
because I was just like these niggas are already buff, they're
Yeah.
already like, and they're running so fast. By freshman year, there was a lot of niggas running 4.4s already, 4.5. I'm like, they're
Yeah.
running so fast, they're so big, and I was like, and I got hit, and I think I might have had a concussion one time in Pop Warner as well, because I got hit. I'm rolling out. I played quarterback, rolled out, and I was like, I'm not gonna go out of bounds. Like I'm gonna go. Nigga, here come safety and corner and linebacker. I was like, I'm going. Wow! But I popped up. I
Yeah.
thought I was fine. They was like, "Can you go?" I was like, "I'm good." My dad was like, "Nigga, go sit down." He said, "My eyes."
Whoa.
What's like?
That's
He
crazy.
said I couldn't focus for shit,
That's crazy.
and I was like, "I'm fine," and they was like, "Go sit down."
Damn.
And like my coach, I could see them looking at me. It was my coach and my dad, and they was like, "Yo," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good, I'm good." They said I was fucking delusional. I just remember him hitting me. It was like rattling. I heard like a little ringing or whatever, and then, but I was like, "Oh, I'm good."
No,
good.
that's real shit. I got 3 picks in college total. I played JC. JC, I got 2 picks in 1 year, and one was a pick 6, but the other one, nigga. No, I got 3 picks in JUCO. Anyway, nigga, one of these hits. Nigga, I like skied it, nigga.
Yeah.
He threw. I think he was throwing it like maybe 15 yards, like on the numbers. Nigga, I was like nowhere near it, but I leaped up and snatched that bitch and took off, right? And I see like 3 big ass linemen coming at me. I was like, okay, ain't nowhere I could go, so I'm gonna just like duck my head and try and get more yards.
Right.
Them niggas hit me so fucking hard, bro. They hit me so fucking hard. And in the national championship, after I got that pick, the running back came and like knocked me out of bounds. That shit hurt so bad. And these are offensive players.
Right.
They're not even defensive players.
Right.
These niggas hit, that shit hurt so goddamn bad. I was like, there's no way. I was like, I wouldn't recommend anybody playing running back. Why? Why?
Fuck that. Like just a few hits I took, and one of the niggas, some of them went on to college. Like, Pittsburgh JFL had a lot of
Yeah,
that's where De La Salle used to come get all of them. All of them.
Mm.
And this one dude, I played corner on defense, so all the running backs, everything is sweet at that age or whatever.
Right.
So I had to, I got hit, and I would just hold on for dear life, like rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would never miss a tackle, but I would just get them helmet hits, and then I'd get up and they, yeah. And I'm like, nigga, where am I?
What?
Who is? What day is it, nigga? Like what? And like. Just those 2 years of football, I was like, this is the dumbest. There's no way in hell I'd play this shit.
That's an interesting sort of realization, because so much of like male machismo is like linked into football.
Like,
so to come to like, I'm not playing football, like what does that do as a man?
Because I was so good at basketball and baseball.
Okay.
I was like, I don't need.
You had
I played football to pass the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not my passion. This is. They said you can, baseball. I could throw it. You want to be quarterback? Fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, nigga, this ain't.
Okay.
And it was just mostly a curiosity from my own, because I was so small. Just a tough type of. I just want to see if I can handle.
Yeah.
Basketball and baseball, we don't do this. But me at 120 and these other niggas trying to make weight, running in garbage bags, trying to stay under 150.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just wanted to be out there with those kids who play for real. And then I'm like, all right, I can take the hits, but I'm good. Like, I don't need it. And then, like you said, people start getting faster. I wasn't getting any faster. Not football fast. Baseball, basketball, fast. Football fast.
No.
Wasn't happening.
Yeah.
So I was like, nope, they're getting too fast. They're getting y'all got it. I'm gonna go.
That's y'all shit.
Y'all got it.
That's a humbling moment. That's a real moment though. That's y'all shit, y'all. That's y'all thing.
And my fear was like, I play football because football's always first. And if I get hurt and I can't hoop, nigga, no.
Yeah.
So like,
that's true too. Yeah.
I'm good. I was like, y'all do your thing. And then like you said, by high school, nigga, I'm looking at DJ Williams and nigga, no.
Yeah.
DJ was big. Who was the one after him? The one that went to Tennessee.
Oh, Kevin Simon.
Nigga, no.
Yeah, niggas was big.
Like, no.
Big ass boys.
It's no.
210.
210,
6'2". DJ Williams was like 6'3", 220 in high school.
Running under 10 in the 100.
Oh, no. Nope.
They said he was the only player in the world in history that could have went from high school to the NFL. He went to Miami, and then he got drafted for the Broncos, whatever.
Yeah, played for the Broncos.
But he was on the Miami championship team in 2001.
Shit.
But he ran. Matter of fact, he ran for 1,000 yards that season on 90 carries.
Jesus.
He scored a touchdown
every time.
Every time he ran, he averaged 10-something yards a carry. Every time he touched the ball, it was a touchdown.
So how well did he do in the NFL?
He had a very solid career.
He did well.
Not a Pro Bowl. He wasn't Ray Lewis, you know what I'm saying? But he had
like 8 years. He played quite a few years.
Yeah, he had but he was coming out of high school.
That nigga
greatest
was
player of all time.
Wow.
He was insane. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, you want me to run
do
out
what?
there.
At 120?
Nigga, no. I saw Simon run over a nigga backwards.
Yeah.
He got turned
John
around.
Halsey got a hole in his leg from Kevin Simon. Or it might have been DJ Williams.
Yeah,
A
step
hole-
on or something.
He got cleated. Nigga stepped a hole into his leg.
Niggas were massive.
Bro, I was like I said it before. I was like 110, 115 max in high school, graduating senior. There's no way.
I graduated at 160.
There's no way.
These
funny.
niggas, DJ. I remember watching him
It would
on.
have broke me.
I went to the track because Eric Carey ran track.
Uh-huh.
So I would go to the track meets because that was my dude. And I remember seeing DJ in line. He took up the whole lane. Like, you know,
Oh,
on
yeah.
track, nigga,
Yeah.
his buff at, and he was winning.
Yeah.
6'2",
Why you so
6'3",
big?
220, running a 10 in the 100. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Him and Simon, just watching those two games alone, I was like, nigga, never. Because Drew was like small.
Yeah, stocky.
He was stocky, but he
Yeah.
wasn't like them. But them two, I was like, I felt bad for them. Like when they was playing, like whoever that was, I don't know who it was that got ran over by Simon that game. But he was, he got turned around and was backpedaling and just nigga was running niggas over backwards. And I was like, why
And
would
that's
y'all
the
do this to
So
yourself?
that's the thing. It's like when you're that big and strong, and then you're violent too, and
So
and the
violent.
way you run.
and you're working in a system,
Yeah.
Right.
nigga, that's like feeding you creatine and whey protein,
Right.
and you're on a strict fucking workout regimen
Yeah,
and
'cause
all
De La
that
Salle
shit.
wasn't there.
Nigga, you are that's fucked up. It's not fair.
Yeah.
What happened to Simon? He went to Tennessee and then what?
He
That
went to
was-
Tennessee. He's like he works in personnel for like the Cowboys, I think.
Oh,
like
okay.
scouting personnel, something like that.
He was
Dope.
good. He wasn't DJ.
Yeah,
But
no,
he was good.
He was solid.
They had a lot of. They just cranked him out. Simontons, the Callens. Then
It's
DJs,
crazy,
they
like
just cranked
watching
him out.
those podcasts of those like former athletes and shit, of like what they used to be, like how good motherfuckers used to be. It's
Yeah.
just like, it's like you just lived a different life than
Right.
like normal people.
Mm.
It's kind of a crazy thing.
Yeah, and they just had so much. I mean, even Demetrius, he ended up playing receiver for the Ravens for like a year
For
or two.
yeah, no, he played for a while. He played for a few
No,
years.
it was quick. It was
You
super
think he
quick.
was in and out?
It was like 4 tops.
Okay, yeah, I think it was around
Yeah.
around 4.
But that nigga was cold as fucking basketball.
Oh, was he?
So cold.
Oh yeah. He
He
played,
was
yeah.
hella cold. When we were growing up,
Uh-huh.
he was a hooper.
Oh, okay.
And he would play football, but he was kind of like soft. He was
Yeah.
thinner.
Yeah.
But his dad played for, I guess football was his shit. And he kept going. Yeah, De La Salle got drafted, whatever. But in hoop, nigga, we were in
Really?
like 7th, 8th grade. Best
Really?
person out there.
Oh shit.
I thought he was a hooper. I didn't know nothing about his dad playing for the Cowboys. I didn't know nothing about football.
Oh,
In
okay.
hoop, he was
The nigga.
nasty.
Wow.
Because he could do everything early, and he was
Yeah.
tall and athletic. And we was
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck is this? Hella good. Like Hervé and all them, all them niggas was already 6'2" by that age.
Yeah.
All of them was good. Like Tremaine, all of them, man. Tremaine, I thought was gonna go to the league.
That nigga was nice.
I thought he was gonna go to the league.
And then they had 2 3-point shooters.
Da played at LMC with me, and then went to
Okay.
Monterey, and then Hervé went to Cal Poly, and Tremaine went to San Diego State. But I thought he was gonna go. As a matter of fact, he has a. You can Google it right now. He has a big poster over. What's the white boy that played for? He was from Australia. Played for the Warriors. Got a
Bogut?
ring.
And
Bogut.
Bogut, yeah.
He got a big dunk over Bogut.
Oh, for real?
Like huge. Yeah, we had that small ass area we from put out. It's kind of weird how much talent was
Yeah.
in that little. Like we ain't Florida. We ain't. It's some nowhere city that no one's ever heard of. And Joe Mixon and all these
Yeah.
people, like, why? Sometimes I wonder, like, why we were all there.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of that is Richmond, Oakland, San Francisco flooding into that.
I was gonna say was
Into
it
that
the
region,
surrounding
too.
cities? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody was just there,
Mhm.
so it was just like, because I guess it was more spaced out, and then everybody just moved there. Because I was like, why is there in this town that nobody's heard of so many
I was-
niggas getting scholarships?
And I was like, why is there so many bad bitches
Oh
out here,
my
boy?
God.
This is insane.
To this day, I don't know.
I was like, you think.
I don't know what other schools had, but there's no way no one had a better roster
No.
than Valley. It's
Absolutely
impossible.
not.
It's impossible.
Absolutely not.
It's impossible.
Absolutely not.
There's this.
I put it to the damn. I want to put it to the test.
I
Let
would
me
love
see
to-
y'all high school
y'all yearbook.
yearbooks.
Because
I would say. I would say Taft out here always had a solid roster of women, and then when I was at Birmingham my first 2 years, they always had a solid roster of women, especially like the track girls.
Our track team was.
Volleyball girls, like we had.
I think because also the fact that so many like whatever like washed out models and shit may like move into this like neighborhood.
I can see that.
Well,
and like raise their families here anyway.
Yeah, because the valley is essentially a lot of famous people in general. They even if they don't normally live in LA. They live in the valley.
Right.
So a lot of their kids go to the
Yeah.
valley, and then the premier schools, if you're not going to a private school, will be like the
Right.
Tafts,
Right.
at the time the Birminghams, maybe a Cleveland, maybe.
Right.
But like it's like for the most part, those two schools right there, because Taft is like it's in a good neighborhood.
Right. It's
Yeah.
right here.
Birmingham is essentially in a
Birmingham, I don't like that neighborhood. I don't like Birmingham neighborhood.
Birmingham is cool. It's by Kev's old studio,
Yeah.
Kev's old studio. But it's like but the school at the time, it's like for football, we were CIF dominant. Like we normally, my first year was I think we're going either to the championship or we're one of the best teams in the city. And so it stayed football dominant wise. And then we had some, we had Gilbert Arenas at one point. Then he left, and then we had Jordan Farmer. Then he left.
Yeah.
So we had some dogs in the sense of basketball too. Just like Cats were just leaving.
Yeah, to go to private schools.
No.
No.
Oh, to go to where?
Farmer went to Taft.
Charlie
My mom and dad went to Taft. Taft, right?
Yeah,
over
to
there.
Taft, and then Gilbert went to Grant, which is where I live at now. Where I live at. So
Yeah, it was just. But in our defense, though, our school was massive.
Yeah, it was fucking huge.
So I don't know if the ratio of baddies was all that great,
right.
but we had so many goddamn people.
Right,
Our graduating class had 700, 800, 900. Like
it was hella people.
It was ridiculous.
It was hella people.
It was ridiculous. Like the school, my senior year had 3,500 kids. It was that's dumb.
Yeah,
That's
a lot.
dumb for high school. So we had so many. Oh, ran into one on my last cruise.
Bitches. Ran
into one.
On my last cruise. On
the cruise?
Yeah, I saw her and I was like, she looks so familiar, but I'm not finna stare at this person. I get done with the show, and then her mom or sister was like, "Did you go to the Valley?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, my sister went. I was like, "I thought that was you," but and this is the thing was, no one even noticed her in high school. On
Bad
that
now,
ship,
huh?
they was like, "You went to high school with her?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "She was just one of."
Yeah, dog.
We had so many.
Yeah, so many.
And they were like, "She is."
So
I was
many.
like, she was, and if people were coming up to her, and she was like, "No one even knew who I was."
That's crazy.
In high school.
Because I would see those girls. Like, I would notice those, like, little diamonds in the rough.
That
And
was
one
me, yeah.
married Xavier Rhodes.
Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah.
I don't know that name.
The cornerback. He used to play for the Vikings.
She
And
wasn't. No, she was not.
She
We
was-
knew who she was.
She was under the rate, below
No,
the
she
radar.
was just not in our class.
Oh, yeah, she was in our class. Yeah.
She was because she was Ricky's little cousin.
Okay.
So we used to get rides like from her grandma.
Uh-huh.
So she was always a cute girl. She was just younger
Yeah.
than us. She was just
Yeah.
way behind us. And she was, and it makes sense that she would marry. She was always very kind of like bougie type.
Oh, word? I didn't
Yeah.
know her.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense with her. But she was just younger than us. But there was a lot of those. What's fucked up about our school was that our school was so fucking commercial that like you couldn't even like, if you were in certain groups, you couldn't even go after the diamonds in the rough because that's not your crowd. Like I remember I saw this girl who ended up being very nice, and I was like, "Yo, she kind of nice," but my group was like nah.
Yeah, that's
like,
why I never latched on to any group.
Yeah, they was
Like,
like, nah, bro, we like.
I was in the cut, like, what's that?
Yeah, like,
Oh, what's
and
that?
because it was like like not press, but it was kind of like, who that? Why are you talking to her?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And I was like, nigga, she's not like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like the social pressure and shit, it was like, but you're here.
Yeah.
Like you can, and I was like, but she cool. Like, and it was like, nah,
Nah.
if you're not dating. So of course, my typical, my girlfriend was a cheerleader. It was fucking. Our school was like, bro, athletes, the cheerleader, like popular kids, nerd.
Yeah.
It was so fucking TV.
yeah,
It was insane. And the social pressure of that shit, like people was like, even the girl that I saw on the cruise, she was like, oh, you were.
Yeah.
She was like, you would have never noticed me. And I
Yeah.
was like, I recognize your face, but I was like, to be fair, I wasn't quote unquote allowed to be over there because it was like, we over here.
Yeah, I think our thing was just like, cats would find those diamonds in the rough and smash, but they wouldn't probably date. But they'd be like, hey, so over there, like, hey, she's hitting gym right there, bro. You need to go highlight that. But when it came to like the upper echelon dudes at our schools, Yeah, they had like the top girl that ran track or something like that, or the top girl that was like a cheerleader or something like that. You know, there was like especially our track team at one point in time at Birmingham was just all black baddies, like every complexion, just bad ones. And I'm talking about from like juniors to seniors to even the sophomores, because we had some girls that were like fast as fucking sophomores, and they were stacked. It was just one of those things.
Who'd they
like,
date?
Huh?
Who'd they date?
They dated either the football players or the super popular.
Yeah.
Like, because at Birmingham, anyways, when I was going to Birmingham, the basketball team wasn't like we were solid. But the football team, like I said, they were like going to CIF. Right. They were huge. So like,
okay,
they got team. Yeah. And then when I transferred to the other school, our football team they got some of the girls, but the baseball team was winning won the city championship against Chatsworth. So it's like, that's big because Chatsworth was one of the best schools in the nation at the time. Right. So it was like they got a lot of the girls because they were already. Some of them were like.
So it didn't matter the sport; it just depended on how good you were, how good the team was.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because it was like for the most part, because like our baseball team was getting so much attention, a lot of those guys were getting either D1 scholarships or like
Oh yeah.
They're not kind of somewhat like semi-pro in a sense.
Like, no, they probably were signing. It probably wasn't semi-pro. They probably were signing
pro deals at a young.
Remember Daniel? You remember Daniel Denham?
He was I do.
He was a grade above us, pitcher. He signed a $2 million deal out of high school. Ooh. Showed up to school the next day in the Denali. Nigga, you know what I mean? It was kids signing, because in baseball you can sign and he never played a single game in the pros.
Right.
AA, AAA ball, single, never made it, but signed a deal right out of high school. You can do that in baseball.
Man. And
so baseball players got love because they was getting looked at early.
What sport gets the most love?
Probably football, basketball.
Yeah.
Would a 1-2 or 1-1A?
I think it depends
in
on
the South. Football for sure.
Okay. Yeah, and I think it depends where you're at.
For sure.
Some of these white schools might be baseball. Like you go to these white schools, might be strictly baseball because like the baseball team is like. Yeah. I think it depends where you're at. What leads? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
in the South, it's football. I don't care where you.
Yeah. South,
it's football.
Yeah, I would say out here it's a mixture of basketball and football because it depends how good the team is. Like Tavs. When Jordan Farmar transferred to Taft, like they were that school.
What about college?
I think it depends where you're at too. Cause
I think by college it don't matter.
You think it matters?
Yeah, probably still basketball.
You think football? Basketball won?
Or no.
Football depends where you're playing at. Like Alabama is going to be
UCLA basketball.
You think it's basketball?
Yeah, but USC football. You know what I mean? Like Alabama. Alabama football for sure.
Alabama football,
I feel like
even though the
in the South, whole South region is football. South and Texas is football.
And I feel like in the Big East, Big Ten schools, you might have more of the basketball schools being dominant because they dominate.
Like Syracuse. Syracuse is basketball. Don't nobody give a fuck about Syracuse football. Kentucky basketball.
But if you go Midwest is football. Ohio State, Michigan. That's all. That's football.
Well, I think it depends on
what years.
Even if their basketball team is good, it's still football.
Well, Fab Five, that was a whole different. That was still football. Phenomenon.
It might be basketball.
I think it was still football.
It might be still basketball a little bit because you have once you see the basketball players, they're considered like the face of the school.
Right. So if we're talking about just not popular, but with women,
with women, I'm talking about
basketball players get a lot of love because you can see us.
Because you see them,
Football players, a football player, and other than the size, a girl would have no idea who that is.
Right, but there's a mystery to that too.
They would have no idea.
There's a mystery to that. Like, damn, he's like.
Well, here's the thing: at D1 schools, they know. Like when I remember when we went to spring break.
They know who's coming in
at the university.
I want to know now.
You went on recruiting.
I want to know now. Who get more pussy, football or basketball?
I'll say this: we went to the University of Florida for spring break, and Gainesville is the University of Florida. Like that city is Florida Gators, right? And we were out there. All the restaurants, all the women, they knew the high school recruits coming in. They were like, we're getting this kid from over in Texas. He's coming. Yeah. We got him from, we stole him essentially from a Texas school. He's coming here as a running back this year. Like, and the girls were just like, yo, he gonna be a beast. But they were just looking at him like, yeah, he's number one target for who I'm trying to fuck when he get here. Yeah. Like, they know.
Yeah.
I think
the faces too.
I think football's gonna win on
probably because of the masculinity and man.
No, numbers. There's 53 niggas on the roster?
Yeah, but
only got 12.
There's 53 niggas on the roster, but there's because there's more. There's
22.
more. There's more in college. There's more because you got redshirt freshmen, all that shit. And so there's more.
And there's at least 30 that play.
And there's
basketball. There's 5 niggas that play.
Yeah,
7. You know what I mean? Like it's not. And even they gonna get some love. You know what I'm saying?
But go back to what I think we kind of talked about a little bit before. It's like maybe before when the cameras are off, but the alpha of a football player is probably more than the basketball player too.
And of the team as a whole.
Right.
Like 4 football players walk into a space versus 4 basketball players walking into like a room.
Well, it depends because everybody's gonna notice the 6'9".
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
They're gonna notice
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
They're gonna
But do
notice
you
all
think
of them.
6'9" is too tall for like? Do you think most women are
No,
like
all it is just
aware of like he's
it
too
does-
tall?
You know what they do? What do you play?
Yeah.
Why? What
Why
do
you
you?
just
What do
tall
you
in a
do?
sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
immediately.
You do something.
Okay.
Immediately. Same as a football player. Oh, you guys must be on the football team. Why do you look like this?
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah.
And if you're in a college town,
Yeah.
they're all
But-
like,
Now,
what?
you're-
But hold on.
But
you
in the
said-
college town, they all know though.
right.
Right.
the
But
thing,
I'm
they already
saying
know.
Right.
a football player, prototypical football player, is about 6'6".
Yeah. But
So
he
he's
ain't
still
6
tall.
He ain't 6'7".
But 6'7" is goofy though.
But
in a
no,
sense.
but you see
you
that
see 6'7",
walking
but I'm
in.
talking about in terms of like pulling.
Yeah, but I'm like me walking in a room. Let's say I was jacked, football player
Uh-huh.
wise, versus me at this same size but 6'5". They're noticing the 6'5".
Well, here's the thing: if you go play at Ohio State and you're this size and you're a 6 foot and you're buff, you might could be a regular nigga at that school. Now, if you're 6'7", you're
They
most likely not a
know you're
regular
on the
dude at
team.
that school. You're most likely either a redshirt freshman or you're actually hooping on the team.
Yeah, they know it.
and they know it.
And like he said,
But just
everybody in them school, they know who's who.
for the most part,
So the athletes is fucking.
the bad and the
Yeah,
bad,
we
and
know
the
that,
bad
but who's
ones-
fucking
yeah,
more?
But the bad chicks, they also know the bad chicks that are at the schools. They know all the recruits. So it's just tough. It's like the girl that probably is kind of maybe a little bit nerdy. Depending on how big the school is, she might not know if this dude's a football player because he's 6'1" buff.
Yes, she is. She's tutoring them.
That could be. But if she sees,
He's
but I'm
tutoring
saying,
them.
what I'm saying is, if she sees 6'7", she goes, "Oh, he plays on the basketball team."
Yeah.
As soon as she sees him, he plays on the basketball team. She might find him attractive in that sense.
Or
You know what I'm
not.
saying?
Some people hated athletes.
Some do, yeah, for sure.
We had a few that hated it because they felt like we got
Special treatment, all that type of
special
stuff.
treatment and all that
Absolutely.
shit. But like at the end of the day, we
And
bring
you
the money
did.
here. So yeah, and we did, and we deserve it.
I mean, in most cases, a lot of times y'all were bringing the money to the school. So it's like, when people were like, "Yo, when they were like, the athletes get special treatment," it's like, "Yo, do you understand why your school is your school?"
Right.
Like the boosters are paying for the football team if you're a Big East or a South team.
Right.
Or I mean, if you're a basketball
Jessica
team.
says
whatever.
football.
Oh yeah.
She said football. Yeah, like
so?
just no brainer. She said football.
It's I say football because there's just more
It's
niggas.
just more.
It's just more people.
But it'd be like some sloppy football. You know what I mean? There's only a few
Still,
skill positions.
Not and I'll say football because it's more diverse.
That's true. That's true.
Basketball is just niggas.
And it's just tall niggas.
Yeah, it's just tall niggas. But in football, you can be an AJ McCarron.
Uh-huh.
You can be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. That's true. That's true.
it's
That's
a-
true. Okay.
So you
All
get
right.
to tap into everybody.
Yeah, you get tapping.
Whereas
everybody,
us,
yeah.
it's like unless you're a white girl that likes black dudes,
Yeah.
or you're a black woman, or you know what I mean, like it's
Even are the white guys at that level like white guys, or are they like Travis Kelce white guys?
it depends.
But those white guys can still pull black chicks too. It don't matter.
Right, yeah,
if
yeah,
the
yeah.
Travis Kelce white guys.
Yeah,
are
but
not
it's a bit like, especially where you're at. Like in our school, the white dudes was white dudes. Everybody
okay.
we played against was white dudes.
Yeah,
They'd be like,
yeah,
they're
because
super,
we're
they're
in
super
we're in the
broskies.
big sky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like there wasn't a lot of in California. The white boys was Travis Kelce, but and up there they were white dudes on the
Yeah.
ranch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing like typical white dudes.
And them girls like that shit.
Yeah.
Like them girls, especially them white girls, they be loving them like either big country white boys or even it's the kind of cocky like, "Hey, what's going on, bro?" Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, like
They-
the preppy.
Like
the
lacrosse
preppy-
teams, nigga.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
love those
The
dudes.
lacrosse
Oh,
dudes.
look at Caden over
Yeah,
there.
lacrosse, yeah.
Caden over
They
there is so
killing.
like he's so look at his jawline. Like they
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that stuff.
A strong jawline.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's like
athletes are pulling in general.
Yeah, for
they're,
sure.
Yeah.
They're killing. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy. But yeah, the money thing, we doing all that. This is what I hated when people hated athletes. Though they like, you guys get special treatment. That's true. But do you know our workload? All you got to do is go to class. I got to do all this other shit and go to class.
Well, they're assuming that you don't. They're assuming that you don't do the work that you're supposed to.
Yeah,
do.
and it's like, no, that's not true.
What,
We
is
have
that?
to-
Is it not true at a lower level, or if you're going to the University of Alabama, you might not be necessarily doing that same workload when it comes to school because it's like
you have your workload, but what will happen? I know what happened with us sometimes. It's like you might get a little leniency because of your schedule, where it's like
turning yourself later.
everybody's midterm is due here. We know you guys are going to a tournament. You can turn it in when you get back. But it's still like, nigga, we on the bus. Like it's not like you get to study. It's not fun fucking bringing a backpack, doing work on a bus and in a hotel. That's just not fun. Like it's
Yeah.
terrible.
especially after a loss.
Yeah.
and you get hurt.
Yeah, it's awful, nigga.
Nigga, that shit is
And when you're
Nigga over
hurt,
here
you don't.
horrible.
Icing over here.
When you're hurt, you don't
horrible.
care about school.
Right.
It's horrible.
I had a 1.4 the semester I wasn't in.
Yeah, and it makes
Don't
sense.
give a fuck.
It makes sense too. It's like if you're going through all that stress of like, because I think when it comes to even athletes, even though I didn't play at the level that you guys played at, it's like still the stress of like a game and like losing and then having.
Now you
like,
want me to write a 5-page paper on fucking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
And I don't know what I'm doing because I wasn't paying attention in class. I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
I was sleepy because all I do is fucking practice at 6 a.m. like that's what kills me is like people be like student athletes like nigga, we're tired
Right.
and we ain't eating.
We
Niggas
don't
hungry. Niggas hungry as fuck. Sleepy. It's like yo, and then you want me to work? I was so exhausted in class. I would be exhausted in class. I barely made through a class without
And
sleeping.
yeah, especially that. And during that time, that was before I even started, like, even knew about coffee.
Yeah.
So then we was just all in there, just on fumes.
Yeah, and in homeroom, where that's not even a real class, and you have to go because all that. Did y'all have that?
No, we
There
took
was-
real classes.
No, there was a homeroom athlete class that you all had to go do because
Only that was only like incoming freshmen.
Oh yeah, we had
Yeah.
So we were freshmen at the time.
Yeah.
and you had to take. So it's nothing but athletes in the class, and that's where you're supposed to go do your work and shit.
Yeah.
Because they know,
Fucking
but it's
around.
like nigga, you're fucking around. It's all, and then the volleyball girls in there, the soccer, you nigga, you're fucking around.
Yeah.
And then you have to do your work, and then like by the time I got my real classes, and you taking the early class because you got you have to take your classes around your practice schedule. So you're taking classes hella early, or because afternoon you got it's all sports. You
Yeah.
can't take that late class, and you're just exhausted, nigga. I never, so I had to have a girl take notes for me, because I was like, I'm not gonna do this.
What
So
else
she
did you
would-
ever do for you?
That's it. I didn't do anything else. It was somebody else's work.
Okay.
So she took the,
Alright.
she would take the notes for us.
Okay.
I didn't fuck though.
Somebody was fucking.
Somebody was fucking.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't- it
And
wasn't-
he was doing a pretty good job. 'Cause
Yeah.
She's taking notes for another
For
nigga.
everybody,
Yeah.
so he was doing well.
Shouts out to that dude.
Right. So yeah, she would just take all the notes and she would bring the notes by our apartment, and then she did good notes too. She was highlighting what's going to be on the test.
Man.
Like,
Oh.
it was
Really
great
doing the
notes.
service. I always wonder, because recruits take their official visits, and they have like, I don't want to say they're hired, but girls volunteer to be like the girls who
Right.
show them around
Right.
at the big schools. I wonder how much like that experience factors into like their decision. Like let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to Texas. You going to visit Texas, like Texas smacking, nigga, I'm going to Texas.
Yeah.
And then you go on your Alabama visit, and you get some head, and a bitch lick your ass.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're like, nigga, I'm
I'm
going to
going down.
Alabama. I'm going to
I
Alabama.
do this every time.
I'm going. They do everything.
You know
here.
what's crazy is like, how at that age do you
do everything.
But how do you get delegated to that? Like, you ain't no grown woman.
Girls volunteer. My
That's
cousin
what
used to
I'm
do
saying.
that.
It's just
I don't know.
wild.
I don't know who fucking and who not, but they
Yeah.
definitely
I
like.
feel like too, it's probably not on some like, yo, we're gonna be sucking dick, but it's kind of just like, yo, we want to, like you say, I'm volunteering to do this, and in their own head is just like, oh, I'm going to do
Actually,
this.
looking back at my,
But it's also school spirits too.
I
like,
was about to say, looking back at my stuff, yes, they volunteer. That's not where the fucking goes on. What happens is once you meet the team, they take you to that party.
I don't know
or
where it
whatever.
fucking goes. I don't
Because
know.
I know when we were seniors and juniors, yes, they would have a girl show them around or whatever, but then the coach would be like, show them a good time. So nigga, we were taking them out and we were bringing the girls we knew got down with us.
Yeah.
So nigga, we drink, and so the parties is where for us is when it was like. So I remember there was this one African dude, big as hell, 6'7". We wanted him, big old dude. I mean, but like.
What did you want to say?
Behind the ears.
I thought you wanted to say big old nigger.
Big old dude, and like, just, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So we was like, we about to show him. We wanted him to sign, because, they come up and y'all hoop first. So it was like, and it's not the whole team. When a recruit comes, they just play. He's like, we're going to schedule a little 3-on-3, whatever, just to see this nigga was killing. Like, and we was like, we want.
Yeah.
And it's just a vibe thing. See how y'all work together, whatever. So they was like, show him a good time. So we went out, got him drunk.
And you're like, where is Melissa? Where's
Bro.
fucking Melissa?
we was like, yo, we want him to sign. Y'all got to come out. The girls, so they dancing on. Nigga, I've never seen somebody so happy in my life. Some girl, he's strong. He danced. He picked her up. He's smiling. Nigga, looking
Yeah.
at us. Blah blah. Like, and the coach was like, how'd the night go? We was like,
He'll be here. He'll be here Monday.
And something happened, and he ended up.
He went to Alabama and got the head
and
and,
then
the ass
licked.
licked. That's what happened.
Because he was like, "I'm coming here, and then he did not sign. So I don't know. He might have went
to Alabama, bro.
He went somewhere else, or I don't
Yeah.
know if he went back like to where he was from. I'm not sure what happened. But they was like, our coach was like, "What happened?" We was like, "Hey man,
Yeah.
we did what we were supposed
We
to
did what
do."
we were supposed to do.
Like,
How empowering is that for like a girl? Like,
I got
like,
you here.
But yeah, you know, like, because you know, you have all the tabloids and all the press and all that shit. But then there's like a group of women who are just like, we know why he came.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
what's
the
fucked up?
whole class.
What's fucked up is the girl who does that stuff to get him there, and then he gets there, and he's like, "Bitch, I'm here now."
But
like,
they know now.
They,
at that point,
I
they
think
know.
a lot of the, but
They're bringing in the new recruits.
I want to know, who are these women married to now?
Like,
Like,
bankers.
like you were the delegated whore to athletes, and that's just football, basketball, football, other sports.
Nah,
right?
I think each sport has their own.
Yeah, they
Oh,
probably
okay, they
have
do.
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand something. For me, my only recruiting process in a sense for me that I know of is He Got Game. So for me, because
About the program.
huh?
The program. Halle Berry.
Yeah.
The program, but I haven't seen the program in a while.
But
the
also, why
program
was she
too.
dressed like that too? She was
Yeah.
like in a full like business suit.
But what I'm saying, what I remember vividly, specifically, He Got Game when he walked on, because I wanted to play basketball. So
Oh,
for
yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
It was just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he
it was
walked on
crazy.
campus, it's like, all right, cool. And he had the two white girls, and all of a sudden it was like, Jesus,
Yeah.
Jesus. Fucking there's two big titty white girls. You're
Yeah.
just like, this
This is so funny.
this is the process.
I remember our recruiting trip.
Whoa.
That's so funny.
I was
Wow.
hurt. I had rolled my ankle right before we went, so we hooped the first day. I was killing. The next day I couldn't go, but they was like, "We've seen enough. Like,
Yeah.
this nigga's nice." And all the players were like, "We want all three of them to come," because me and my two teammates all went up there. And they was like, "We gonna be so nice if y'all come here." Like they was gassing us up, whatever. And then they took us to a party, and I just remember us being like, "It's a lot of white women."
Uh-huh.
Like we weren't even like.
It was just
We were just like, it's a lot. And he was like, "Bro, come here. Like, you can do whatever you want. These white girls do this." Yeah, and I was just like, that's not a selling point for me. I just want to ball.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to come here. And at that time, it was my only like real offer. So I was like, I'm coming regardless. And he put pressure on us though. He came to California, and then he took us all out to dinner. And he brought the papers to dinner. He was like, so he was talking to the parents. He's like, we're offering your kids a full ride scholarship, blah blah, and like basically like we kind of need you to sign like right now. Nigga, like.
But I got my Alabama trip.
I didn't have it. My other Tyrone had other ones, and Rashawn had other ones, and because Tyrone was supposed to go to Cal, but his grades was fucked, and Rashawn was supposed to go to Sac State, grades was fucked. I was supposed to go to Boise State, grades was fucked. So it was kind of like not like a last chance you type thing, but like nigga, where else we going?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so we were trying to play it like we had options, like we got to weigh our options. He brought that paper out. My mom was like,
yeah.
you're going. Like, it wasn't even, I didn't get to think on it. I didn't, it was like, you're going. And yeah, that was it. We all three of us signed. Like, we was like, well, I guess. I remember looking on the map to see where Montana was. I had no idea where it was.
For real?
I was like, where is this?
Damn.
Like, I knew it was up there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it
the
was
big
up
sky
there.
just
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
matter
yeah.
to me. Like, Idaho, all that. I was like, it's somewhere up there.
You can't like, I know where it's at, but I can't like place it on the map.
I can now.
It would take me a minute.
You know what I
It'll
mean?
take me a
Like,
minute.
So I was like, oh.
Because it's
okay.
Washington.
It's the Washingtons, and then Idaho makes that thing, and then Montana.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then the Dakotas
okay.
are next to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those five, like the Dakotas, Idaho, Montana, they didn't matter. I was like, and Wyoming. I was like, those five
Yeah.
might as well not even exist. They mean
They're all the
nothing to
same
me.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's how I was doing. He took us to dinner, and he was like, yeah, so we kind of need you to do this now. And we were like, I went home. I remember talking to my dad and my mom, and they were like, my mom was like,
You were waiting for Boise, wasn't you?
you're going. I was holding out.
For Boise.
I was just hoping that,
Something would happen.
yeah, because they pretty much had said, like, we want him to come, but you would have to do so much work to get in here. Because I had to retake 3 classes. And then it's just like summer, and then like it was just so much. And it was like, why, for what? And you're not even like, I was coming in to be like the backup point guard, not even I ain't no 5-star.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, do we really want to do all this for a backup point guard? Do you
wanna
really
play
want to do all
ultimately.
this? Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was just like, nah, I'm good. Like, it was just at that time in my life, Boise State had made March Madness 2 years in a row. And I was like, oh, that's my dream. I want to
Yeah.
play in that. They're good, obviously. Like, and then they didn't make it. The years I was in, I didn't go. But I was like, that was my dream. So that's why I wanted to go there, because I was like, I got a chance to play in March Madness.
Yeah.
And but it didn't. You know, it is what it is. So
Hey, it all worked out.
yeah, it worked. I mean, those are still my dogs to this day. Like, it is what it is. Plus, nobody give a fuck about basketball in Boise. It's all about the blue field. It's perfect because I got to break this up because I'm gonna be gone next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was pushing it to another 20 minutes anyway because
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, because I gotta. I'll be in Vegas next week.
Well, they said Jonathan Majors' lawyer released
Oh, the footage is out.
the text messages.
Oh, the
Oh.
And they said this must be the dumbest lawyer in history because this is going to go against him. This is
Oh,
not
yeah.
looking good.
Oh wow.
They said this. There was like this. Somebody in the comment section said that this must be Tory Lane's lawyer because. And I think in our group text, somebody said, yeah, this nigga must be a lawyer, a high school lawyer or something like that. He's an idiot.
Damn.
This is terrible.
Really?
So they're thinking like so far people saying like they don't even know these are real text messages. or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean it's on I guess the site's not fully reputable. So
Damn, that's crazy.
Butt crack Schwartz.
nah,
They-
it was-
they said
it
he
was
slapped her?
Like the shade room.
They said he
I
slapped
thought
her.
he choked her or something.
Choked her?
he choked her, like,
Why wouldn't he?
Well, my thing is apparently though.
He just.
I guess people been coming out that he had.
I'm like, you
violent
just
history.
filmed.
Huh?
You just filmed Creed 3. Why wouldn't you just? Fucking horrible.
Why would he
What
just-
was it,
horrible.
Keon?
I don't know how you know how to hit her without leaving marks.
Yeah.
He is a white woman.
My thing is like, when I'll be honest, and this is probably
And
this
that's
is probably,
what
this is probably fucked up. But when I saw the white girl, I was like, well, nigga, you know,
Yeah.
y'all gonna go, yeah, nigga, you know, it is what it is.
I mean,
That's fucked up, man. It's just fucked up though. Like,
This
it's fucked. The whole situation
This
is
nigga's
fucked up.
peaking right now.
Yeah, but it's also just.
Yeah,
it's just
literally.
fucked.
But apparently, people were coming out. This way, we're telling some daddy issues. Was like people were coming out saying he has history of anger issue. Like
Oh, okay.
this ain't his
The-
first
the
rodeo.
thing that I heard when they said something about him being at Yale, and this is why I
Yeah.
couldn't trust it because it was a bunch of white people saying it. Like, I'm sorry, I can't
Right.
You
take
don't trust the
everything.
whites?
No. So it's like absolutely not. But it's like I can't trust you speaking.
We got
on
to
a
do that so fast.
Yeah,
No.
I can't trust you speaking on a black person because y'all got us crucified,
Right.
actually crucified and killed because of what
Right.
y'all said and it was a lie. And y'all haven't got nothing's been done for it. So it's like I had to take it with a grain of salt. But people were saying like how he he was kind of a narcissist, and to me I was just like, all right, a lot of actors kind of are in a sense. A lot of people in entertainment kind
First
of
of all,
are.
a lot of people that go to Yale are. If you're in
100
Yale,
100%.
if you're in Yale, everybody there is an asshole.
Everybody at an Ivy League school, right?
All of them.
So it's like, to me, I was just like, all right, I can't take that. I got to take that with a grain of salt when you're saying this. And you're white on top of that. So I got to kind of be like, all right, before I even have an opinion on any of this stuff, still, at this particular point, to have an opinion until the facts are out, I kind of be chilling on stuff like this now. Because it's like, we don't know what's real anymore.
No.
You can literally doctor up fake text, fake video.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
shit, nigga, AI getting so good now, nigga. Your face can look extremely well on some shit and be like,
Yeah.
Might not even be him. It was one of them dogs, the puppies. And it,
what the dog that you look like?
yeah, the dog that it was. Wasn't even him.
Roof.
That's fucked up.
It was just a white lady holding her dog. They put a nigga body on it, and then there he is. He's in trouble.
Yeah, man. So it's like I always say this, and you know what was scary about when I was like kind of like when it first came out and I was reading this stuff, right? I saw like a lot of women. They were some of the women were backing him, right? But some of them were saying like, yeah, I do back him, but but normally in situations like this, I believe the victim immediately. I don't even care if the man did it or not. And to me, that is scary. That is scary logic to be like, I don't even care about anything else. If the victim says this is what happened, that's exactly what happened.
Right.
And anything that comes after that is a fucking lie. And to me, I always felt like that was just like, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous mentality. I get not wanting to victim blame, but that's why you got to kind of chill and wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely got.
But I mean, is that victim blaming of questioning the authenticity of the
to
statement?
people who are triggered at it, it's not. It's
Not
actually,
I'm not
like
blaming
Bill-
her for
like-
what happened.
Like Bill Burr, when a fire starts, you're not allowed to sift
Yeah.
through and see
And see
how
how it
the
started?
fuck
Yeah.
this happened. That's just it.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's not technically, but it's like for people that have probably, and I'm guessing in a lot of cases, those people have been probably had something done to them. So for them, it's just like, I didn't get believed. Or I had to fight so hard for mine to get even the truth out that it's just like, no, I know they're telling the truth, but it's just like, there's too many cases
murky waters. It's hard though. It is hard.
It is.
The most fucked up part about it is in most cases they are telling the truth, but because the small percentage have lied, so like women think when they lie on a dude, it only hurts dude. It hurts other women.
Yeah,
right.
Because now you make the reputable shit questionable, and you only need one. And if it's big cases, like Michael Irvin shit was huge, and she fucking lied.
Yep.
So
almost got him
when,
for that.
when those ones get big, one of those outweigh 100 truths, because it's like, but all these big cases, these bitches lied.
Because it shows that you're trying to take down somebody famous, and,
Right.
and when they're black too, it's for us. It's just like this is why we don't trust y'all. Because it's like you try to take down one of ours, and we can't trust you because it was a woman with Michael Irvin.
It sucks because I've seen stuff with my own eyes, in my own, like where women flat out lied.
Yeah, I think
like
a lot of
flat out, because we're athletes.
Yeah,
we're athletes, and basically what happened is dude smashed while her dude was on the road. One of my teammates smashed. The boyfriend found out, told her dad. Dad and the boyfriend tried to be like, you were raped. And she recanted, but after he left the school, he was out of there. He's like, I'm not going to jail. Nigga got the first thing smoking. Back to California. He's a preacher now. Scared him straight. But he wasn't low key. He wasn't a rapist, but he was wild. He was wild. Like he was. That was nigga, and all because she got caught.
Did at our school in high school, and like I said, our school was really really good at football, and he ended up getting a charge because he got caught smashing the chick. Like they caught him, like the father and them walked in of him smashing the girl, and then they pretty much was like, "Yo, you're going to say this is what happened," and he lost his scholarships to some big schools, had to do jail time. He eventually got out. I think he eventually got his name cleared, but all the scholarships were gone at that point.
Right.
He's been like I think over a year in jail, so they were just like, "All right, this is a lost cause, bro." And it's just like, yo. For somebody who was from like a certain type of neighborhood,
right? That was
his out. Yeah. They ruined his nigga's life. And it's just like,
was she white?
She was actually Latina.
Do you think there's circumstances where, relatively speaking, a woman may have a certain experience, but then people looking at it from the outside is like, that's not what that was, or the perpetrator is like, that's not how that happened.
Well, I think because it's like when you have certain instances, right? It's like. It's tough now. Like you say, it's murky water because like you literally like it can be turned into an assault case if you're in the middle of sex and she just goes, you know, I'm not feeling this anymore, and it's just like, well, I'm almost right there. Let me just finish. And it's just like, well, I told him to stop and finish, and he finished anyways. And there's so many cases.
Couple seconds.
Yeah, there's so many cases now, or like you say, some people can be both belligerent, like drunk, and then all of a sudden it's like. Well, I didn't know I gave you even consent to do this, so I don't even remember that. So no, and it's just like like that whole thing is
that's murky. Even
it
words,
is, but is it? But that is legally an offense, right?
I think so.
Legally,
even words though, bro. Like I just had my first ever, not scare because nothing happened, but I'm on the ship. I told everybody's drinking, blah blah, and luckily, one I have an immaculate record, but two, I was also talking to the chick from my high school, so we were chilling. I had witnesses and all that stuff. But I asked this girl, I said, "Do you play sports?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, I play blah blah." She was like, "Why'd you ask that?" I was like, "Cause you're built like you played sports or whatever." She went and told the people I was sexually harassing her, commenting on her body, blah blah blah. Now, mind you, she answered the question.
Yeah.
So I was right.
Yeah.
Like you did play sports based on how you were built. I assumed you played sports.
Yeah.
But she made it seem
what
like
was she?
white. And she made it seem like, and mind you, hold on. They asked.
So she was thick though.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
But they asked, to go to. But here's the thing: after the show, they were all like, "Can we take a picture with you?" Blah 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 blah. And I'm being nice, talking to everybody, blah blah. How you doing? There was a bunch of gay dudes on the ship talking to them, blah blah. And all of a sudden, her out of nowhere goes, he made. So she went and told somebody.
Damn.
They told the cruise director. I get called in the office, and they was like, "Hey, last night when you were out, did you say blah blah?" Man. This I knew I wasn't gonna get in trouble though. One, I didn't do anything. You answered. We had a conversation. You answered it. Like, nigga, I was right. Like, what are you talking about? I wasn't trying to fuck you at all. Made no advances to you whatsoever.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody else. But two, I knew I was good when the people who were asking me questions couldn't remember exactly what she said. She said something about you said, when they said it like that, I was like, nigga, I'm fine. They're
Well,
not even,
yeah.
because they know people do that to try to get a free cruise, or there's like, so you said something about, she looked good. I was like, no, actually, she played sports. I was like, that's harassment?
Even if you said she looked good, nigga, that's not harassment.
That's not harassment.
That's not harassment, dog.
But she's, young, white, college girl.
Is it not?
Saying somebody looks good? If you're continuously pressing on,
Somebody
then
sees
If
somebody
it's
sees you,
unsolicited,
but somebody sees you and be like, "Do you work out, nigga?" Obviously, they're asking because they can tell you work out. That's
then why even ask?
But that's not even a sexual event. I asked, "Did you play sports?"
No, not in that sense. But if someone tells you that you look good,
it's because
could that within the law could that be seen as harassment?
I mean, if you're a weirdo, I guess I'll just be
Yeah.
like, "Thanks."
Who knows?
Like, just
I don't
thanks.
know. I don't know that can be considered fully harassment. If somebody goes, "Oh, I had
It could make someone feel uncomfortable.
Everything can make somebody, and that's the whole
Exactly.
point of that's what we're talking about. The
Exactly.
murky waters is like,
Yeah.
this girl took my "Do you play sports?" as a, "Oh God, this guy's trying to fuck me" or something. It's
Yeah.
like, no, nigga, I'm acknowledging
Right.
you're athletically built. Like,
If I go to a chick and I'm like, damn, you look sexy than a motherfucker right now. Ooh, like,
What about
That's
you
a
look
lot.
that
sexy?
right there, that's a lot. But if I go like, oh, you're pretty.
No. What about? Oh, you look sexy.
I can see
Is
that- I can
is
see
that a
that.
trure
I can
word?
see that making somebody
Is that
uncomfortable.
word?
I can see that making somebody
Is that
uncomfortable.
harassment though? Is
I don't think it's
discomfort
harassment. though.
harassment?
No,
I wouldn't consider that harassment, but I can see
If
somebody
you said
being
it
like,
twice,
Now,
It's
you
not
know,
harassment.
See? That's fair.
That's what I'm asking.
That's
But
fair.
here's I think at that point in time when somebody goes, I don't feel comfortable with you saying that. They go, I'm sorry, but you look sexy than a
Right.
motherfucker though. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And that's what made me
then it's
mad.
kind of just like, all right, nigga, now you're harassing this person because they.
Right.
I think too. I think even with harassment, there needs to be a
You
verbally
person
anyway.
can't be oblivious.
Right.
I'm oblivious that I did anything until I got a call the next day.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So
I couldn't even remember what he's talking about.
So now I think even with this verbal harassment in that sense that you're talking about, there normally needs to be a, hey, I'm uncomfortable, don't
Right.
say that, or whatever the case may be. And then if you say it again, it's kind of like, all right, nigga, you're not listening here. I told you making me feel uncomfortable,
Right.
and you're continually making me feel uncomfortable. Now I gotta get you up out of here. In a
Yeah.
sense. And to me, I still think words is whatever, but I don't understand from a women's perspective. It's like, as women, it's like, yo, I have to protect myself at all costs. Like,
all the time.
if
All
like,
the
for
time.
me, at any moment in time, you can leap on me, and I might not be able to get you off.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
Even if you're saying some
You're
shit.
swimming
which
in
is-
waters with barracudas who may bite, who may not bite. You don't know.
Exactly. So
What
it's
made-
understandable from their point.
What made me mad on my end is, one, y'all came to, I didn't even know you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all came to me, asked for a picture or whatever. So when I'm conversing with you guys in the club later on, first of all, it's a public setting. Everyone's there.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe she felt objectified.
even with that, I got mad because you could have said, like Keenan said, "Oh, I don't," and
So
I'd
that's
have
a
been
little
like,
inappropriate or whatever the case.
And
may
I
be.
would
Right,
be
but
like-
you don't want to. But you don't want to call it out in that moment
But I
because it
would
might fuck
say-
up the whole whatever. I don't know.
no, I would have just been like, "Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that." It was
Yeah,
just,
might fuck up the
that's it.
vibe.
Man, if you're gonna
But-
fuck up my life, fuck it up.
Exactly, like
yeah.
fuck up a
that
vibe,
bullshit.
fuck
Yeah.
that. Then going and tell
Yeah.
somebody. I could have gotten. Luckily, it was absolutely nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
It's
could have
all
gotten
a
in trouble
risk,
for
though.
that shit.
But understand, it's all a risk.
Like,
To bring it up in that moment, it's all a risk.
No, so let me ask you, because you had asked about, like, do you think people are, I forgot what you said, but do you think women are purposely going out there trying to ruin black men's lives or men's lives when it comes
Men's
to, like,
lives, generally speaking, yeah.
Well,
I think
I know that's the point you feel like that, but I'm talking about from a sexual assault harassment particular case. Do you think women would be like, all right, if a man says anything to me that I just don't like, I'm willing to bury this guy.
oh yeah, there's people like that. for
Dude,
sure.
there's so much complexity to it. I think it depends on so much shit. Because on the surface, you could say something to her like, "Oh, you look really nice," or "You look good," or something like that, or whatever. She could be going through some shit in her own life, in her own
100%.
mind, and her
That
own
had to
hormones.
be what was
Yep.
going on because
Yeah,
I'm
a
like,
bunch of bullshit.
I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't say shit.
So-
I didn't hit on you.
Yeah.
I didn't. You know
It
what I
could
mean?
be
I'm like,
genuine,
What are you talking about?
Or it could be calculated, or it could be actual like textbook harassment. There's
Right.
so again, it's so muddy. Like we don't.
And what
there's
made
so
me,
much gray
what
area.
made me mad too is, one, they were very giddy, flirty, whatever. And
Uh-huh.
I saw them around, and they'd be like, "Hi," you know what I mean? So it was normal. So, and I'm just like, "Oh, do you play sports?" I'm like, "How do you go from?"
Yeah.
I didn't say. I didn't want to fuck. I didn't want to. When I say there was zero flirt,
Yeah.
On my end,
Yeah.
there was 0.
Maybe that was the problem.
And so that's what I'm saying. Maybe
Maybe just like, how dare he?
because here's the thing. This is what I'm thinking now, low key, is I spent that whole night talking to the old girl from high school, and I'm wondering, oh, he's not.
You mean the attention?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
There's
I had no
so much
issues
shit.
before that night, and then you saw me a bunch of times,
Yeah.
There's so much stuff.
and
dude.
now because a lot of people was like, oh, is this because she's like Latin looking too? So they're like, oh, this your wife from? I was like, no, we just went to high school together. And so, when people see attractive women, they automatically,
Yeah.
so they're just like, oh, is this, even some of the guys that I've been drinking with, they're like, oh, you about to? I was like, no, nigga, I went to high school with her. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. But because she's attractive, people
And
kept.
you're the act too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And so now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, there was no issues before. And she was right next to me when I was talking to them. So it was a group. That's the thing, too. It was a group conversation.
It's not a matter of were you wrong or did you wrong her. It's what factored into her like perceiving it as wrong, or was she calculate again trying to manipulate the system.
I do now. I know honestly, I do for the women that have done that from a verbal standpoint. I do want to know the logic behind that, or what made.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. You just said women and logic. It just fucked me up. It fucked me up. Where I was like, wait, what?
Gary was like,
Yeah, I short circuited. He said women. I just want to know their logic.
Yeah, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? What if you put in ChatGPT? All right, give me a logical answer from a woman, and it was like these
Does not compute.
does not compute.
Does not compute.
These answers cannot be put together.
Man. I am merely a language AI. I have no capabilities of falsifying
your computer just starts
the
shaking.
reality. Yeah. It just starts shaking.
The whole thing. Is
Oh
shut
my
down.
God. No, that really fucked me up for a second. Like, you're like, I just want to know their logic. That's
Well,
what?
I do want to understand the mindset of like, and what just happened with you. Like, all right, what was like what made you feel that way,
Yeah,
and what made you go that route?
Right.
Because it's like my thing is just like when you're doing something like that, this why. I know for me, there's been things that I've been through in life, and I'm like, yo, I can say something, but I know that could probably ruin this person, get this person fired, and they have a family.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Now, if something's a big of a deal to do, then I'll do it. But it's just like, for the most part, it's like, all right, if somebody goes whatever, it says like a little verbal thing that's not a big deal to me, I'm gonna be like, all right, hey, chill the fuck out, bro, before I, whatever. But it's like, what is the mentality to be like, you know what? I'm going to say this. And is there a mentality like, I'm not thinking about even ruining their life. I just felt uncomfortable, so I just did it. Or it's like, yo, I'm going to ruin your life.
Nobody
then
thinks
I
about
chopped it
ruining
up.
anybody's life.
I was talking to the other comedian. He has daughters. He's a white dude. He has daughters that are college age. He was like, it's these girls of that age.
Generation.
Everything is harassment. Everything is sexist. Everything. They're just. That's where they are. And like these three girls. It was her, two Indian girls. They all went to.
Hold on. So
one
the
of the
girl was
colleges.
with other girls?
Yeah,
How many?
2.
All right. Hear me out. Were the other 2 girls
Attractive?
attractive? And or no, not and or. Were they attractive?
One of them was cool.
Okay. Was the other one a person of size?
No,
So none of them were a person of size?
no.
People of size?
Say a fat motherfucker. This
No.
this nigga don't want to be politically
No,
correct
I'm
on
getting
certain
into the
things.
mode. I'm getting into the mode to have the conversation. So okay, no, because that was gonna be my one thing. I was like, what if you asking her? She played sports, like she's in the
One
middle,
of the other girls.
and the other girls were like
And
hella fat.
I thought about that. I thought
You know what
about
I mean?
that too. Like I was like, maybe one of the other. Maybe they gassed each other up. Like I was trying to
Yeah.
figure out like what.
Hold on.
The fuck happened?
Do you think there's a potential possibility that the other 2 girls could feel fat?
One of them possibly,
All right, there you go.
But they weren't,
That's why she
you
did
know.
it.
but it was just
I
so
don't think they did-
weird.
that was not. He shouldn't have said something like that to you. It's like,
And
oh, what, you
now
a big
I feel
deal?
isolated.
Yeah.
Now I feel fat because I don't have a sports body.
And what if she didn't even say anything to her girlfriend?
That's what I'm saying. I thought about all this. I thought
Yeah.
because I was so mad. You know, when you innocent, you more mad.
Yeah. Oh, nigga. You're like, I should have did it.
The nigga, I was so mad. And then so I went through a whole like, bitch, I wouldn't fuck you. Like I went
Yeah,
through all that.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
got so mad. And then when I was talking to the dude, he was like, bro, I have to talk my daughters off the ledge all the time about, sweetie, that's not harassment or that's not. She said everything a dude says is sexist, like everything. He's like, no, he's like, it's just this age. I want you to, voice, just but like y'all gotta relax. Like
Yeah.
everything can't be a thing.
Right.
And what made me, I think the thing that made me more mad was like that I was right. You did, bitch. You told me
Yeah.
all the sports we talked about it in length.
Yeah.
The sports you played,
Yeah.
and I'm off season, right? Like, nigga, what are you talking
I
about?
think it goes back
What
to
are you talking about?
I think it goes back to where stuff can be scary because like in the moment, and it goes back to what that I was talking about that book about the ways of the superior man. It goes back to like however a woman feels at a particular moment is the truth to her. So at that moment when she's having a discussion with you, it's like she might have been fine, but like you said, one of her homegirls might have been like,
Talk about it later.
That's
Like
not, he shouldn't have said
he
something
shouldn't
like
have said that. Yeah.
And then now her feelings change, and now she feels this way. So
Yeah.
now it is this
Yeah.
now.
Right.
And it's just like that's where shit is very dangerous with dealing with. Like it's like it's better to kind of
Because you play sports is basically mild. You hella thick. Like that's basically the same thing.
No, because you can be skinny.
not necessarily.
Yeah,
you can be slim, you can be fit. Like you don't have to be necessarily thick.
Yeah, you can be
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tall, yeah, you can be
You
tall.
can be, you know what I mean? Like
know,
it was literally just.
As soon as I hear sports, I'm just
That's
thinking
for
like
us, though.
track ass.
Yeah, that's for us.
fucking volleyball legs.
ass. Yeah.
That's for us. That's black people. But I was just like, it was just so weird. It was my first ever like any kind of, and I,
Yeah.
like I said, been through college, been through,
Yeah.
and it fucked up because it made me be like, this is why I don't talk to you, motherfuckers. Like this is why after shows I don't want to
I
deal
go
with
straight
y'all.
back to the
Yeah.
hotel.
I don't want to because
whatever.
you guys don't know how to act. Like I am a
Yeah.
nice person. Like don't, and that's what made me mad too. Don't let me in with these niggas that do this shit. That's what made me mad too. So like all of it just made me mad. But what helped me calm down immediately was the people in charge being like, "Bro,
Yeah.
we're not.
Yeah.
You're not that guy. Like we're not."
Or if you're gonna have these discussions, you got to make sure you're having these discussions in front of like appropriate people and like other people. Maybe even like if you're at a bar at the bartender, so the bartender's like, "Yo, no, I was there, I saw everything." Nah.
Well, that's the thing. We were in a group
like,
setting. We were. That's what made me come. I was like, if it comes down to it, everybody was there.
Yeah.
Like they know I didn't.
I
do-
got like 10 witnesses, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. Like, because when I told the girl that I know from high school about it, she was like, "The thick white girl," and I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "She did play sports."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"I know. I don't understand what." And she was like, "Geez."
And that particular thing is like, do you think for her trying to get you caught up like that, do you go, all right, this is what happened, this is the truth on my end, she needs to be banned from the cruise?
Well, it was the last day. Thank God.
No, I'm saying in general now, like, yo, you're putting fake cases against people.
Oh.
At least
Well,
for
the
we
thing
gotta
is-
put
the
a
thing is-
year ban on you because you're like, this is dangerous.
It wasn't
I do
even.
think-
It never became like a case. It never even went. She just told the security like he said this, and then they have to tell the crew. But
Yeah.
like
Right,
it
right.
never. Like there was nobody got called in the office. There was no
Yeah.
statements taken. There was
Gotcha.
no. It kind of was just like a. Dah.
But if it would have went further and then you got off, would you have been like, yo, there needs to be
If something would have went like if I would have had to like get like. All right, we need your statement, like or like security would have called police. Yeah, then I'd have been like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, I want my retribution.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like, I think a lot of people are starting to have that, that stuff now, where it's just like, yo, a lot of dudes are getting put in, whether they've been put in jail, and it's not necessarily celebrities. It's like other men that have been like accused of certain things, and they got put in jail, and they get out of jail, and they spend 20 years in there, and it's just like, yo, this
Yeah.
person's life is never the same
Right.
now. He's not getting even
Yeah.
any money from this. But that girl just goes, I'm like, there was a case I just saw recently. It happened years ago, but it was about a football player, I think from Long Beach Poly, and
I think I heard.
Oh, I
about
saw that movie.
was there a movie about it too?
Yeah.
And then so they had the girl. They kind of like questioned her, and then she came back on her statement, was just like, "Nah, he didn't do any of that." But she's like, "I already spent the money, so like,
Yeah, that
I
was
ain't
a
tryna- yeah, I didn't. So I didn't see the movie, but
What's his name plays? Did you ever see the pilot for the game
I think
before
I
they
might
got
have.
Pooch Hall now?
I think I might have.
The guy who was originally supposed to play him, he was the guy in the movie.
Oh,
He's also
okay.
in. He's in like you know him. You saw him. I can't think of his name.
But yeah, so to me, it's just like that girl essentially got off. And her thing was just like, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to have to pay this $1.3 million back
Yeah.
from the school, whatever the case may
Fuck
be.
his
It's
whole
like,
life
Oh,
up.
shit.
bro, it's like, bro, he was supposed to go to what school? Like
I forgot.
like a
Maybe
big
SE?
school. Was it SE? I
Something
forgot.
like that. I gotta watch the movie again.
But it was just like, dog, like, and that happens in multiple cases. So it's like
But I think he ended up getting a shot though.
he did. I think he did end up getting shot a few years later.
Yeah, he was
and
like
then-
27 though.
Yeah. But it's still, you don't know his potential of what he could have got
Right,
from beforehand.
right.
But it's like that's when you have, like you said, when you have any of those type of cases, that's where you kind of have to step back and like not necessarily question, but like, yeah, she lying, but it's kind of also like,
Brian
all right,
Banks.
let's just
Right,
wait
yep,
a second.
yep.
What's it called?
Brian Banks.
Brian Banks. Yep, it was that. Yep. It's like that's where you got to kind of have to step back and be like, all right, let me wait before I have an opinion on this, or at least a strong opinion on this, publicly. So let me just chill and wait till the evidence comes out. Instead of crucifying somebody on either side, whether you're crucifying the woman for lying or crucifying the man for possibly not doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just such a
Black woman too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Juanita
Yep.
Gibson falsely accused him of dragging her into a stairway and raping her. Yeah, you can't mince words with that. That's
Bro, you understand how
What was her reason for it too? Like, somebody put her up to it.
I forgot exactly what happened.
In the movie, they showed what happened. I forgot why she said
that's
it.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Either her mama or
her mom and them kind of was like, yo, you got to do this because I think the school was gonna be like, yo, we're gonna give you this amount of money to kind of like.
they
Why
might
did
have
she
been,
make up the story?
They might have been together in a consensual, and I think her mom didn't want her having sex or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Something like that.
They were together though.
They were together.
They were together.
Oh,
I believe.
okay.
And they got
They were
caught.
smashing at least.
And then the grandma was like, you know, what happened? And
Damn.
she panicked. Rather than saying, Grandma, I'm fucking.
Yeah. Not, and that's the thing. It's like not realizing that. And I understand it's like, do you teach even your daughters on that? And it's like, yo, don't say anything because you can ruin somebody's lives, or just like,
you don't want to say don't say anything.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's a crime, say something. But don't just do, don't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Like in her
how do you treat
in
your
her
daughter?
case,
That's crazy.
she
Yeah,
should have
that's
been
fucked up.
raised to, you can come to me, even if you're having sex, come to me. You don't have to lie.
Yeah.
Don't lie on anybody. Don't
Yeah.
falsely accuse. Like, that is conversations you should be saying
Right.
from young
Yeah, but
age.
now we're talking about like
Since,
family dynamics
Right.
and shit, and
Right.
raising people the right way.
Right.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Right.
And then once, and I'm sure even for them, it's like, yo, once that money came into play, like we're gonna probably give you
Yeah.
this much money. It's just like,
Oh,
hey,
they were always
hey,
living off
That's
it.
probably
it's
the
too
first-
late. It's too late now.
Probably the first thing a lawyer tells them too.
And that's the thing. When you have a sleazebag lawyer, it's like, yo,
Yeah.
you will get this money. Like, who cares about this man's life? It's just like
Right.
that sucks because it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, even if he got a shot at 27, it's like you don't know at 18, 19, 20 from college development getting that chance for being a
I wonder
beast.
how much did he get?
I don't know if he got anything.
I forgot.
Hold on. Gibson and her mother won to sue Long Beach Unified School District claiming Polly campus. Okay, one.
Oh, in the movie, the mama was
1.5
wild.
They
Or
won,
grandma, whoever it was.
1.5
Was it her
million
mama or
dollars.
grandma?
Mom.
The mom was wild as hell in the movie. Like, hood, rat, ghetto, like, wild.
I wonder, was that a play on it to make her look bad? 'Cause
Hey, well, nigga, if that happened, I don't think
if
it was a
they-
play.
I would have said, if that's my movie, like, I'll destroy this. They ruined my life. I don't care how you make her look.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, the mama school, the school district.
So
like,
he didn't. Oh,
yeah.
they said the school.
school paid, but
Hold on. Then then they won. Okay. So later on, they sued her, recouping $750,000 in payments paid to her along with the.
they actually
20
got that
interest.
money from her?
I don't know if they got it from her, but they sued her for it and won.
I feel like, 'cause I remember she said, it was like, Danny, all that, she's like, Danny, all that money gone. That's all like the real tapes of it. They had like the real tapes of her
Yeah.
committing on. Like, it's like on like ABC News, whatever it is.
That's fucked
I wonder
up,
what happened
bro.
to her.
And he big as fuck.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
nigga was huge.
Yeah, he was a
I mean, Long Beach
unit,
Poly
nigga.
it's a top school in the nation for football. That's what they,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
that's what they did.
yeah.
All right, well, on that note, let's get out of here. So we're going to break.
Oh, I feel